Hey, what's going on, my good people? We riding. He'll say we in here. We in here. And I'm glad y'all showed up, man, because we got to ride tonight. We have to. For Shanquella, we have to ride as a unit. This round table is going to be no different. Who we got in here riding with us? Cooking with Steel in here. Much love to you, baby. Tiff. Gigi said, hey. We in here. Much love, Miss D. Mimi said, we riding, baby. That's it. That's it. As a unit. You know? Say we riding. That's it. I'm telling you. Y'all about the case of Shanquella. I lost my top. I mean, to me, it's clear what's going on here. So y'all know we went searching for the details. We brought it to the round table. We went searching for the details. We need the detail. Say y'all in here. Y'all riding? Riding for Shanquella tonight, man. Say her name. That's it. She deserved that. So you say we riding. Yeah. Yep. Say her name. Say Philly in here riding. That's what's up. Because tonight, I mean, it's all about her. That's it. And the details surrounding her death. Y'all know I'm big on timelines. We got to look at time. You know, the people that she was with, call them out. That's what we're going to do. It is what it is. I see y'all in here riding, man. I love that. I'm glad y'all here. So, why don't y'all just, sit back, relax, buckle up, baby. Because we riding tonight for Shanquella. So, ride with me to the round table. We back. We back. I'm so glad y'all made it to the round table. Because it was important that we bring this case to the round table. And when we started discussing it and pulling out details, oh man, these guys will tell you I couldn't stop cussing. My mouth was getting real bad. The more I learned, man, it was getting real bad.
Yes, Lord.
So y'all, welcome, boss. John, we in here.
What's happening, everybody? Salute to everybody in the building, man.
Much love for everybody being here tonight on the roundtable, covering a very important case. And everybody is on board. I see that. Well over 400 people. Make sure you show your attendance by hitting that like button tonight for Shanquella.
Got
Please.
to. Got to. When we got together, y'all, when I say we've been working hard, we've been working hard. I mean, that's what we got to pull out the details. Now, there are some questions still unanswered, and we looking for answers. But I've always told y'all, you have to ask the right questions to get the right answers.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So we're gonna break it down just to make sure we ain't missing nothing. So I'm gonna want to see what's going on in the chat. Much love to you, Steel. You always got me, baby. I know it. I know it. But it was important that we break down the details. Like I said, this is no different. And these guys has worked hard to bring this to y'all. We put in a lot of time, and we want y'all input. Y'all know this is a safe zone. So, I'm just glad all y'all showed up so we can talk about it.
Yeah, it's a lot to talk about.
Yes,
It
it is.
is. It's a
Yes,
lot.
it is.
Y'all ready?
Much love
John.
much love to everyone that's joining us tonight. We got all of the moderators in the house. Much love for you guys showing up, holding it down. We got so many names in the building. My goodness. Miss Lorraine Muhammad's in the building. We got Lady T in the building. Cheryl W in the building. Kay Blessed in the building. Word Wonderland in the building. Miss D in the building. My goodness.
And I want to make sure y'all shout out my night riders. My riders in blue
Yes.
is nothing but respect, baby. They gonna hold the chat down.
So,
But this is a safe zone. You can ride with us. I don't care what your opinion is. Ride with us.
and 54,
This. Go ahead, John.
be-
I mean, boss. I'm sorry.
before you get in mode as we go through this case and you find something to piss you off, let me just say this. If we think that young lady died of alcohol poison, like Irene said, you got me fucked up. Now you
Right.
go ahead.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That was a lie. And we're gonna talk about it. Y'all ready?
Let's get it. Let's get it.
John, let's go to Cabo, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Cabo it is. Next stop, Los Cabos.
Time to do that map work. Y'all know how we do, man. Ain't nothing new.
Take us to Cabo.
Cabo it is. But before we go to Cabos, let's go to where it all began. And it all began here in Charlotte, North Carolina. A crew of 7, well, 6 to begin with, left Charlotte, North Carolina, Douglas International Airport, flew across the country, 2,600 miles, actually 2,649 miles to Los Cabos International Airport. From there, they went to their villa here, south of the International Airport. And here is where they resided.
And so how long did it took? What? That's a 4.
Yeah, that's a 4-hour and 23-minute flight one way.
From North Carolina. Okay.
Yes.
4 hours. That's not bad. Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So once here, they got themselves settled. Just close this up here. And I wish I could bring you down to a street view to actually see the surrounding areas here. These are all villas in this predominant area, not very far off the coast.
Mm.
And all of this is a very exclusive part of Los Cabos. And the reason why they call it Los Cabos is because it is between San Jose and St. Lucas, San Lucas. And they're so niched together, they're called Los Cabos, or next to each other in Spanish, that is. Here, Los Cabos in Spanish means the Capes. And you can actually hear how it's pronounced for those that want to know what Los Cabos stands for.
Los Cabo. Los Cabo.
Hey, by the way, John know a little
That
Spanish,
scared
right?
me. Listen, you could have told me that was coming. I was like, wait, what? Wait, what was that?
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, but here they didn't traveled all the way over here.
Yes.
You know, that's what I mean. Oh man.
Now the thing is, of course, from what I've read, Shanquella was invited. So everybody who is familiar with this case, I know a lot of people feel like it's a setup. And that was the first thing that screamed setup to me, because, okay.
So she wasn't part of the original plan to go.
I don't know if it's a part of the original plan, but I keep hearing family members and people who's close to her say she was invited. So maybe somebody made the plan and they invited her to come.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So with that, you know, this young lady traveled so far to go enjoy herself for this to happen. It's crazy.
With people that she thought was her friend. You know what I mean? I mean, she done went all the way here, cross country, with people that I feel like she thought was her friend.
Right.
Yeah. And this is a sovereign country. They operate under different rules and regulations outside of the United States. And so their game plan is a whole lot different than our game plan here in America. And in a sovereign country, you have to deal with governments when it comes to any kind of legalities. Where there are Americans visiting into this sovereign area, you know, they have to also follow the sovereign rules and regulations of the government.
Right. Right.
54. You
So
see
this is the only people she was close to was Khalil and Nazir. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into that. You know,
right.
But we just wanted to make sure that y'all understood where she came from and where she ended up.
Right.
The distance. You know, y'all know I'm a visual person. I like the visuals. And I mean, they didn't travel across country to get to this villa. And when y'all, I mean, it is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I mean, so I could see why they picked this place, you know?
Yeah.
Oh
Nice
man. Yeah.
Cost a pretty penny too.
It did.
Oh yes.
Yep, it did. It did. But when you're talking about these kind of trips, you know, especially when you have a lot of people going, when you split the cost, you know, it's not as much. You know, it don't feel like you spending a whole lot when you split the cost.
Right. So by flight, it takes 4 hours, 23 minutes, give or take 25 minutes. The flight is on time. You wanted to do it by car, you can actually drive there. And it would take you 2 days.
So
approximately.
But don't you gotta cross the water? You gotta cross the water. I'm confused.
John got floats, boy. I'm telling you.
Yeah. So
I'm confused.
This is once you get into the area between Baja California, Mexico, and this region down here, Yeah, there is a port that attaches from Mexico to Los Cabos, San Lucas.
Shakitha said, so whose birthday was it? It was Nazir's. Yeah, it was Nazir's birthday. But like I said, they didn't travel all the way over here and got to this villa. And we have pictures of the villa.
And let's go to Puerto Los Cabos, to the villa where they stayed. And this is Villa Linda 32.
I mean, this was absolutely beautiful.
Man.
Man.
You get to see this very plush area, beautifully by the water, uniquely set by the water, and all of its amenities in this area. This is absolutely breathtaking.
It is.
In and of itself.
It is. It wasn't supposed to be nothing but good energy down there, man. That's that kind of place. Don't take no evilness down there. No, absolutely not. Look at it.
Turn up. I'm trying to turn up. What?
You know, it shouldn't have been nothing but good energy. Look at this.
And how beautiful the water is that sits right beside it. And when the sun goes down,
oh man,
beautiful warmth and the lovely lights of a lot of these villas have in common. Tropical gardens. I mean, this place was put together beautiful.
It was. It really was.
Almost like the lifestyles of the rich and famous, something you would see in a movie. Here is the front main entrance area leading into the villa itself. This is a this is a $1,900 a day villa.
And so, and they were there, what? It was 4 days, 3 nights. 28th and Monday, 31st.
Correct. Dual living rooms, workout room, gym, game room, sauna, hot tub, open floor plan kitchen, living room.
This place is huge. It was like what, 6,000 square feet?
Yeah.
This is huge. It was 5 bedrooms. Yeah, this place was huge.
We got some comments in here, boy. Oh, some I never heard of, but we're gonna get to it.
Yeah, we're gonna get to it. Yeah, we're gonna get to it. Because you know, one of the things that I wanted to start with was them arriving at the villa. And the guy Nazir who came out and told us he wasn't even there. So when they arrived Friday, he said he wasn't with them. That he didn't come until Saturday. But one of the things that here, let me pull it up. One of the things I was listening to was the interview with the father when he talked about when she arrived. So I want y'all to listen.
You know, I'm trying to win she leave. So it's about Friday. Got there, 8 o'clock. She talked to on the phone, and they was sitting there drinking, you know, eating tacos. The chef came in.
Take your echo cancel off.
Okay, all right, I got you. Okay, got you.
You know, I'm trying to win she leave. So it's about Friday. Got there, 8 o'clock. She said she talked to on the phone, and they was sitting there drinking, eating tacos and salads. A chef came in, and from there she said, "I'll talk to you tomorrow."
So the mom said she talked to her at 8. Now, Cabo is 2-hour difference. So I was confused. I didn't know if the mother was saying her 8 o'clock or Cabo 8 o'clock. But at some point when she got there, her mother said she spoke to her. And, they were talking about drinking and they was eating tacos. The chef had come, so they kicking it. They done got down there and they kicking it. But there was that of her. Boss, don't we have that?
Yeah, you ready?
Yep.
There's a video where they came in, right?
Yep.
Here we go.
It's for me, because, y'all, it don't take that long to get naked. It don't take that long to get naked, hoes. Where y'all at? She told me I'm gonna keep it hot. You gonna keep it hot? What?
I would I got benefits that I don't want to wear because it's cute fuck.
They, what Go said, they crew.
The one that's like mediocre is in my chains. I can't wear them.
Okay, couple things. So if they're just getting there, I think one of the things, and I brought this up to the guys when we watched it, we hear her saying, talking about getting naked. What? I mean, did anybody else find that weird? I don't know. I don't know if it was just me, but she was just like, what's taking y'all so long to get naked?
Right.
And I was like, wait, what? Everybody about to get naked?
Right.
And to me, it just sounded like that was something that was already planned for them to do. But
Right.
by the time she got in there, everybody's still fully dressed. Like they changed plans or some shit. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying?
They were off to themselves. She had to walk up on them.
Yeah.
And then, we kept watching this video and, we enhanced the audio because I wanted to hear what was going on in the background. Because like I said, she walked up on them. They were separate from her. And this is from the start. Know that.
Right.
From the start, they're separated from her. Now, I don't know if you want to show them in the video, but the more and more we watch this video, we're going to have to show them. The more and more we watch this video, we see her, we caught her coming through the mirror. And I want y'all opinion because she looks as if she's already naked. And this is just my opinion. It's my opinion, but boss, you want to
I got you.
show them this video for me?
Put it up there so I can pause it when we get to.
Because I was trying to figure out, what was they about to do? What was they trying to do?
You ready?
Yep, absolutely.
Y'all, it don't take that long to get naked. Y'all, it don't take that long to get naked.
I was about to say, when she comes through this mirror,
See if I can slow it down here.
I was about to say, because we watched it in slow, and appears to me.
Try to catch it again. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
I want to get naked.
Right there. I don't know. Is it me? What y'all think in the chat? Is she already naked? I mean, it looked like it to me. And then to hear her say, what's taking y'all so long to get naked? It was as if everybody was supposed to be.
I mean, it would make sense for her to already be naked if she's coming around the corner saying they should be naked. So what we see, which this ain't the exact place we caught it, it was a little bit further up, right when she got closer to the edge of that mirror, you can actually see from her back down to her behind. You know what I'm saying? There was no clothes on her. You know what I'm saying? So it would make sense that she's naked. How you gonna walk in there and say, y'all ain't naked, and they look at you, you got clothes on? That don't make sense. So I agree with you. I think she was naked too.
Yeah, I really do. They think she was naked.
And somebody in the chat also
Property
said
dealers. Oh, he said bikini.
Yeah.
Who was known to sleep naked?
Shanquella. That's what somebody said in the chat.
But
I'm not.
yeah, but they weren't about to go no sleep. we just got the combo. Ain't no sleeping. We ready. It's time to kick it. You understand what I mean? And to see them separated from her, this was, to me, was the start of it. It was the start. I don't know if at this point they plotting and planning. I don't know what they doing. You know, but it didn't feel right to me.
But it gives you a very sharp visual, though, based on that video clip itself, meaning that they just got there, and here she is walking through the hallways looking for them, and they're colluded, come together in one area, way in the back, in a bedroom. And she had to literally walk around this villa looking for them, see where they're at.
Yep.
So it gives you the beginning stages of how this story begins to unfold. As we proceed, you begin to see how the pictures begin to fit together. The timeline begins to unfold.
Yeah. This video was crazy. This was crazy because, like I said, this was the start of it, you know? And then, you know, to hear everything that came behind it. You know, I always tell y'all, timing is everything. So to get down there and then within 24 hours have all this evilness, oh man. And it made me wonder, you know, were there things going on before they even got there that just kind of spilled over into the trip? Or, I mean, oh man, she was traveling with the enemies.
Yeah.
You know, she was. And so, you know, I know they said that there's, you know, video and stuff of her playing them, you know, them kicking it or whatever. And then we heard her dad say that the mom told him. So he's getting, you know, his information from Salamandra, I believe is her name, the mom. Yeah. And it just seemed like they were preparing for a good night. But that's not how it ended up. Now we're gonna talk about Nazir, because he was the one who told us he didn't get there until Saturday. So let's listen. Let's listen to what he said.
Yes, I left on Saturday. The trip was from Friday to Monday, October 28th, 29th, 30th. 31st going home. Didn't even make it there. So I get off my flight around like 2:16 Mexico time. I guess we 2 hours ahead. 2:16 p.m. I make a phone call. To everybody who there. Like, I need the address. So during this phone call, that's the first time I heard that Quilla wasn't feeling good. They told me that Quilla was sick and she was showing signs of alcohol poisoning. And they got that because one of their friends told them that they were seeing signs. So she was showing symptoms of alcohol poisoning. But I didn't know it was a fight. Hold on. I got my body. And I'm gonna put this blunt down because I'm not lying.
Okay, so he gets there early Saturday. This is what he's saying. This ain't what I'm saying. This is what he said. He gets there early Saturday. But before he make it to the villa, when he called them looking for the address, they told him she was sick. So something's already going on with her by the time he calls. And again, this is what he said. I know some of y'all talking about, he lying. But this, you know, I don't know. This is what he said, though. Y'all heard him.
Yep. Clear as day.
And I know me and back and forth in the background about, because on the death certificate, it said that she was pronounced, or she died at 3 o'clock. And so look, yeah, I got there at what didn't he say, what, 2:16?
2:16. Mm-hmm.
16, and it took him an hour to get to the village.
Which would have put that at 3:16. But that's
Right.
only if we're talking Cabo time. So I guess one of the issues that we was kind of going back and forth about was whether or not he was talking about our time, his time, like North Carolina time, and
Yep.
not Cabo time. Because if we used the North Carolina time, what he's saying would match up. She said he said 3 at first. One of the things we were talking about is, when you go to a place and there's a time zone, okay? Was he still just on a time, or what? I mean, how does that work? Does anybody know in the chat?
Yeah, because the time, his story and his timeline just don't go with what time they said she died.
If we use Cabo time,
But you remember what he said? I don't know if you just played that or not. But what he said. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, go ahead. I'm sorry, babe.
He was like, he arrived there at 2:16 Mexico time.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So if he arrived at 2:16 Mexico time and got to the villa at 3:26, like he said, you know what I'm saying? I'm assuming he's going by Mexico time now, because he actually said it out his mouth, Mexico time. So if he got to the villas at 3:26, how was he rubbing her head and all this other stuff? And then 4:26, he went live. I don't want to go too far ahead, but you feel where I'm going with this.
Yeah, I get it. But, like I said, I just didn't know whether or not, was he stuck in North Carolina time? And he wasn't subtracting the 2 hours. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Because if we subtract the 2 hours, his timeline matches up. Then that would mean he's saying he got there 2:16, which we would know is 12:16 Cabo time, right?
Right.
And then he said it took an hour to get there. So that would have put him there at about what? 1:30ish?
According to that timeline,
According to, absolutely.
Yep.
So, I mean, y'all understand what I'm saying? Like, am I tripping? Could it have been possible that he was just using North? We subtract the 2 hours, the time, because like I said, on the death certificate, they talking about 3 o'clock. And we gonna get into that. But I mean, that was his story. And
now,
so when he, okay, go ahead. Sorry,
no, go ahead.
No, I was just about to say when he gets there, like I said, before he even made it there, he called. He said that's when they told him she was sick. And then he gets there, and he's talking about, I mean, she's there.
Right.
And we gotta, okay, go ahead, boss. I'm sorry.
It's a lot of people, in the chat. They just say he plumb lying about his story. And me and you and John, we talked about this. Like, what he's saying, the story he's giving, he can't lie. Because
absolutely,
the police is going to be able to track everything you did. Because for one, you got cameras, you got tickets, they got a trail. They got a trail.
Cameras at the airport.
Lie for what?
Who picked him up?
Lie for what?
Yep.
Lie for what? I mean, because it's gonna be easy for them to prove whether or not, what time his flight was. They'll be able to prove that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what y'all thinking?
I mean, because
I want to know why I lie.
For real. But Buddy pulled out the Bible. Boy, I ain't see that in so long.
He was rolling up and everything looking for the Bible. See, that's what I'm saying.
Orange Bible.
An orange one. Which, I mean, let's not get into that, because I don't care what color the Bible is, Okay. Yeah. But it just was weird how he did it. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It was weird. But they began to talk about Nazir, how she was found. And I'm hoping this don't echo. I don't like no echoes.
But when I got there, it took us an hour. My taxi driver, it took us an hour to get to the villa because there was traffic. I don't know why. So I got to the villa around 3:26. Instantly, as soon as I go in there and go to Quilla didn't leave my side, none of that, till the nurse came. But I got too far ahead. So Quilla was laying on the couch, in the game room. So when I got there, she was in the game room. They told me she was not feeling good, so I instantly go to her, put on her side, get a bag, and all of that. So I'm sitting right next to her the whole time. I was crossing my heart, I hope I was there the whole time in the game room, and then they was talking about cooking, so we made it to the living room. I put on some soft music, sitting with her, rubbing her head, just chilling, waiting till the nurse came, because that's what I was informed that was happening. At first, I was told that it was a male coming, and then a female showed up. So by that time, I skipped another thing. Quilla wasn't found dead. She wasn't found dead. The maids found her slumped over the toilet in her room.
Okay, couple things. couple things. So she's already sick. He said she's laying in the game room. One of the things that kind of stood out to me is like, he like, yeah, they started talking about cooking. So this girl, no, y'all, I know y'all seen this fight video. I know y'all have, and we not gonna show the whole thing over here, but we do need to look at some of these pictures, because by the time he got there, based off of his story, I know some of y'all talking about he lying. Story. He's telling us he came after the fight. So, we had oh man, the video does something to me. It makes me feel some kind of way, but these pictures, it was just so much anger. So much anger.
Yeah.
And it was like, what in the world did she do to warrant this beating? And then they all stood around and watched as if this was okay. Like she deserved this right here. So do anybody know what she did? I mean, like, to me, that's a very, very important detail. What was this? What caused this?
Right.
Within 24 hours. I know we get mad at our friends. Yeah. Stop speaking for a minute. No, we ain't doing that. We're not doing that. So what warranted this beating? And then they all stood around. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, at first I thought this girl had on a blonde wig. And then the more and more we watched the video, I said, oh no, she came up out her bonnet.
Yep.
She came up out her bonnet. There it is. Now I will say this, because there's been talk of like, this being a transgender, and I mean, who think this was a transgender? Because me
How
and
that
Boss,
story got out there, I'm telling you.
y'all think she was a transgender?
I will say this: she hit like a man. Them blows, just like the blows were so solid when they connected. I was like, I felt them for her. Like, jeez.
I mean, yeah, that was terrible, and it was headshots.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, now I know we got
blows.
yeah, it was a lot of headshots, and I know we got some fighters in the chat. Y'all don't be playing like y'all ain't never fought, but just to see her face or her head being the target, it almost felt like, to me, this is what I told the guys, it felt like jealousy. When you're dealing with a pretty girl. Quella was very pretty.
Yeah.
And it was like this whoever this is, he, she, whatever, Dejanay, but it was like, was she jealous? And then at one point, I don't know if she said, this shit.
Yeah, I'm not sure what she said at that point.
But whatever it was, I mean, took her over the edge. So much so that, oh my God, because that video is horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Hard to watch.
It
Very,
is.
very hard to watch.
Horrible. And I just don't understand where the rage came from. Because clearly, this girl mad. She big mad.
Now,
But for what?
somebody in the chat said something earlier, and it makes me think. And I'm going to ask both of y'all, ask the chat. If you get into it with your friend, a close friend, which I don't know how close these people are, but if you get into it with your friend, would you beat them that bad when they're not fighting you back?
That's what I'm
Mm,
saying.
very good question.
So, because I know somebody in the chat said earlier, and I'm not sure if it's true or not, but I can't dismiss it. She said she was only friend with the two guys. And if you think about it, when she came in there, those girls were standoffish from her, man.
They was. I believe that. I believe that. You know, I don't understand why what led to this. You know, like I said, within 24 hours. That's crazy to me.
Super crazy.
And
Don't
she's
make
so she's not fighting back. And what bothered me, I know we had called a couple people because we was out who was all in the room.
Oh,
And
yeah.
yeah. And I was about to say, John, you can get to it, but here go. So we got somebody filming, and then when they pan the silhouette of this dude right here, and then we caught some other things.
Yeah. There are a total of 5 people in this location right now. Obviously, you've got the altercation happening in front with 2, and there are 3 people standing here witnessing this fight. 2 males and 1 female. Female's over to the right, and this male here is over to the left. And the person holding the camera videotaping this altercation. Total of 5. 7 went. 1 didn't arrive yet, so we've got 1 missing.
So you got
Or
6.
are they somewhere in the background?
So we got 6.
Correct.
At this point, Nazir's telling us here. So we only counted 5 people in this room. John, didn't you have the screenshots over there of the other girl filming?
If you let me just go back here. Yes, I get to it, and because
This was crazy to me.
This was the sheer evidence of this.
Because
is
not only,
right here,
yep,
the lower right
Yeah.
hand side, you can actually see the female holding her phone, videotaping this altercation.
they was
You
ready.
can see it right there on the camera.
Yep,
So-
she's holding her phone. She's taping this.
So how I see it, if there's 6 people there have to be 4 right here watching. So the way I see it, of course, you got, I believe that's Winner to the right. And remember, it was a female, and we talked about this, that leaked this video. So you would have to assume there's a female recording this.
Right,
I ain't gonna lie, in the beginning, I thought it was the dude who kept saying, at least hit her back, Quilla. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But if it's a female who leaked it, I'm assuming this is a female. Okay? You know you got what it is, Khalil to the left. Somewhere, Malik gotta be close to that phone because he's the one who's hit her back or whatever he said. You know what I'm saying?
See, I didn't
Right.
know if that was Khalil or not. But it was like, you ain't gonna fight back. That's why I was like, wait. Like, then they, egging it on. You see this girl is not fighting back. Now, this is the video that they gave us. you know,
Yes.
and then the group that in there, you know, so we got Winter, Dejanay, Elise, Khalil, and Malik, and then of course Nazir. You know, this video is of her and Dejanay. This is what's being told. But then at some point, there's another video where Winter comes into play.
Right.
And I haven't seen it.
I haven't either. But they told her father that, and he heard about the same thing. But I just want to respond to this comment because I agree with what she's saying. I think it's Shakitha. She said they didn't expect for her to die. That's why they recorded it. And that takes me back to the whole setup part. If it was a setup to kill her, which I don't think it was, they wouldn't have recorded this. I think something happened, or like you told me, you heard that they had an issue with each other prior to this trip. I don't know how true that is.
Right. Yeah, we didn't confirm that. Right.
There. Something happened there that caused this. I don't think I just don't think it was planned. You don't take nobody out of town just to beat them up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I get that. I do. I feel that. But I don't understand. Not only were they egging this on, they're recording it. And understand this. Think about this. Now, if we leave, we all go on a trip. You know, I mean, that's the end of the trip right there. That fight to me should have ended the trip.
Period.
That's just where I'm at with it.
Yeah, most definitely.
Period.
And then y'all didn't put knots on this girl, busted lip, this, that, and the other. How she was gonna enjoy the rest of the trip, even if you didn't expect for her to die.
Type shit.
Y'all done messed up and recorded it.
Mm-hmm.
These the type of people she was surrounded with down there. She was traveling with enemies. That's it. I couldn't see it no other way. You can't.
Which would also make you believe that this was pre-thought out.
Mm-hmm.
This was already determined as to what was going to happen once they all got down there. The first video takes us into the bedroom where they all colluded. The second video piece here shows the altercation with folks standing there, her so-called friends. Videotaping. So now, is the videotape now supposed to be something as to when they all come back to post up on Facebook or online to embarrass her?
Right.
Is one question.
Mm-hmm.
Who would stand there, see someone being beat like that? And obviously, Shanquella did not fight back.
She didn't.
She
did. We saw it.
She said no. Are you going to hit back? No.
And at the end of the day, with them talking about that, this second video is of Winter, her and Winter. The father said that when in that video, I guess Winter did something or slammed her by her neck or something like that, and they told him she didn't move after that. So what that told me was the video that we saw was not the end of it. It was not the end.
Absolutely. Right. Absolutely.
Right.
So after this goes off, whatever, or they just chopped up the video, however, there's more to the story, is the point. There's more to the story.
And that's what gives it away too. You know, having a secondary assault from a first assault indicates conspiracy. In the true sense, colluding with another individual to hurt and harm a primary individual, the target individual.
Candy said, but I'm wondering, was she injured? That's why she didn't fight back. I mean, look at the fight. Look at the fight, Candy. I mean, this girl was taking headshots. She was dazed for sure.
She was trying to protect herself when they was up.
She was trying, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So she wasn't hurt too much at that point. I think when that girl hit her, when she started taking them blows, I agree with you. She was dazed, man. She had to
Yeah.
be.
Had a couple of good headshots before she went down. And then that twist around, that body turn, throwing her down to the floor, and where she landed flat on her tailbone. You know, now you've got body compression up against the floor. And if you take a look, once again, at this posture, which is extremely important because it all goes to, let's see if I can find this. There's my mouse. Okay. This position here, this is a body compression posture. There's the hump in her back, small of the back, legs open, head tilted. And at this time, also, going back to this, is when a fatal blow from this position here down to the back of the head.
That's what I'm saying, John.
Down to the back of the head.
I think there's more to it. You understand what I'm saying? Because once we get into injuries, you know, and if you want, I mean, we could talk about the injuries right now.
Right. Now, if the second attack or assault did occur, according to what was put out there, where that person put their arm around her neck and took her down to the floor and body slammed her, it's going to do a significant amount of damage.
Lovely said that was not the fatal. She said the body slam was. See, that's what I think.
I agree.
Right.
That's what I think.
That would
I think
definitely do it.
Yeah, I believe that. You know, that, like I said, there's more to the story, and then you dad, you know, trying to tell us what happened, or what at
Right.
least what was told to them.
So if you have
You
a
know,
body slam, go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, John, go ahead, babe. I'm sorry.
Okay. So if you have a body slam where a person is going backwards on their back, we've got to imagine and picture a body slam backwards, where the head is going to impact, neck is going to impact, shoulders, back, buttock, and then the legs last. And that kind of impact will do what is called as cervical damage. And this damage here, indicated on this picture, is serious damage. Because as you can see, the bones in this area are very small. And what you're looking at right now is a teardrop fracture where that red arrow is. This is the front of the neck. And any portion of this area gets dislocated, or what they called as the atlas luxation. In this particular case, these bones can come out of place, dislocate, and create paralysis. And the kind of paralysis up in this area here would be cervical paralysis. Let me take us here.
Because on the death certificate they called it was luxation, and we got the death certificate, so we'll have to look at it.
Absolutely. And this cervical area here, cervical spinal cord injuries affect the head and the neck region above the shoulders. It is the most severe level of a spinal cord injury. As we can see here. Go to this area here and give you the general effects of this area here from C1 to C4. Injury symptoms may present the following effects and limitations. One is most severe spinal cord injury levels exist in this region. Paralysis in the arms, hands, trunk, and legs occur. Potential inability to breathe independently. Cough or control bowel movements and bladder. Impaired or reduced ability to speak. Tetraplegia or quadriplegia can occur as well, meaning all four limbs are affected. Inability to independently drive a car. Potential need for complete assistance with activities for daily living, such as eating, dressing, bathing, and getting in and out of bed.
So
This is what
that's what
kind
I'm
of an
saying.
injury that can occur in this region.
So after sustaining that type of injury, ain't no moving.
No moving.
That's what
at
it
all.
sounds like to me. Ain't no movement. So when
Right.
we had like Nazir talking about, they found her slumped over in the bathroom, and then she was found on, they found her on the couch. Which one is it? And how the hell did she get to the bathroom? You can't tell me with these types of injuries she walked to no bathroom. I ain't hearing that. I ain't riding with that. I'm
Right.
not. I'm not. Or
Independently.
and if she
Independently.
was
She
in
wouldn't have been
there,
able to do it.
absolutely, because I was about to say, and if she was in there, if that is true that the maid found her in the bathroom, who took her?
Somebody had to take her there. And then, he also said that that's what they told him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But he should have been there, right? That
Well,
don't make
hence now we have this timeline to deal with, according to what he said, and then according to what the death certificates had stated too.
right.
This is where we had a very deep conversation about this part of the timeline. Because out of his mouth, he explained, Nazir, that is, out of his mouth, he explained when he touched down 216, took him an hour to get to the villa, which now
Right.
places it at 316. He said 326. But according to the death certificate now, which is the next item I'm going to bring up, and here we're going to do a little bit of a dive on 4 major points of this death certificate. I'm going to blow it up if you can't see it.
Yeah,
This
because
was
I
the
got a
best
problem with
copy.
this.
This was the very best copy that I was able to receive from Miss Shamina Wright. Much love to you for sending me
Much love
this.
to her. Oh man, she
Salute,
did her
salute,
thing.
Shamina. Yes, appreciate you, Shamina.
She did her thing.
Um,
Yep.
in reading this kind of a document, it was first recorded in Spanish and then translated into English, because this had to be the document that had to be sent back to America to her family. This is also the document that released her body back to her family in the United States. But going back to the first point of the document of this death certificate, explains the general information as to who the individual is, date of birth, female, USA, place of birth, all of this stuff here. We have here at line 16 an individual's name called the informant's name. Yadira Lisbeth Morales Nunez, or Nunez in Spanish, it's pronounced. No kinship, and the informant did not sign.
There's no signature on there. Why not?
This
I got a
document.
problem with that.
It's a big problem. That's problem number 1 of this death certificate. This is the person that was responsible for translating this information on the death certificate to the next party, our next problem. But before we get there, let's go down to line 20. Place of death. And the address in the aforementioned here was the villa's address and
Right.
location. Line 21, date and time of death, October 29th, 2022. And it says here 1500, which would put it at 3 o'clock p.m. in the afternoon.
Right.
And
And
we have, go ahead, I'm sorry.
oh no, go ahead, John. I'm sorry. I was just about to say East Mean said that if the maid found her, where was they? Where was the friends?
That's the question.
There it is.
That's the goddamn question. I was wondering that too. Yes.
There it is.
Because the way the father said they left her there by herself for the maid to find them. Where the hell was they at?
Yep. And then you know what? Um we have that video where he talks about her being sick. Let's listen to this just real quick before you we're gonna pause right here, John. Let's
Okay.
listen to this real quick.
So from that point, that was Friday, so Saturday, so she telling me the whole story now. So from that point then, that's when she found her dead at 3 o'clock. Say her friend Khalid was on the phone talking to us, and she was, sick, throwing up. She wasn't feeling well. She took a shower, laid back down, and they called the Airbnb house. They supposed to send a medic out, doctor out to the house, and they had to pay $150 for the doctor to come. So when the doctor came, they had to look at her, try to put an IV in her arm, and said the IV popped out, and she went into a seizure. That's what Khalid telling her mom's all this right here now. So right.
Okay, so I had a problem with, well, he said she was sick, she was throwing up, but then he mentions the $150. And my thought was, why not just call 911? Over in Mexico, to tell me, in order to be seen by a doctor, you got to pay up front? Somebody tell me that in the chat, because I don't believe that.
Yeah, I've never heard that. Another thing that I caught as well that I didn't catch the first time, Khalil told her that she went and took a shower. How?
That's what I want to know.
After
Ain't
all
no
of
way.
this stuff done
Ain't no
happened
way.
to her, and the last person they say that had to put their hands on her was Winter, and she never got back up. How did she go take a shower?
And then, but then I asked a question because at this point we don't know exactly when the fight started. We assumed that the fight was somewhere Saturday morning or afternoon. I mean, it was way before 3, but I mean, maybe before the fight she got in the shower. You understand what I'm saying? Which could have been she was naked. Did they catch her coming out the shower? Was she already not feeling good? I had a lot of questions about that because I couldn't understand. I mean, she was fighting naked. And that was one of the things that I asked you, boss, when we first started talking about it. I was like, well, how did she end up naked? Did they catch her coming out the shower?
I just feel like, and I could be wrong, I just feel like something happened that night that rolled over to the next morning, and maybe somebody got jealous of something that happened. I don't know if somebody got caught with something somebody ain't had no business with or whatever. But it looked like, when you look at the fight, it looked like it's in the morning time. You know what I'm saying? I can't really tell because the footage ain't very good, but it looked like it's in the morning time. And it would make sense because she ain't got no clothes on.
Right.
She's.
So it makes you think. So it does make you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
They said that her mother her mother said that she sleeps naked. And some of us do. It is what it is. I ain't, no judgment here. Some of us do. But it was just the fact that it was like they caught her off guard.
Right.
She was caught off guard. This is terrible. It's terrible. But yeah, we can get back to this
death
certificate. Yeah.
Yeah, so we have a time here at 1500. Did he or she had medical attention before? They put unknown.
Because they don't know. She ain't from there. They don't know.
They don't know. Did he or she had surgery in the last 4 weeks? They don't know. Unknown. Line 24, was it an accident or violent death? And they put yes, but never specify whether it was accidental or violent death. They just put yes.
You know what? And this right here bothered me. When we was talking about this, to read it, it says, was it accidental or a violent death? And then the answer is yes. That don't even go, that shouldn't even been in the same box. It's either an accident or it's a violent death. How you put that together in the question?
It should have been a box that you can check or something.
Right. And then you have the next line that begins to help you to identify what they do know about what was just stated, which is the next line here. 25, type of death. Now they say, we don't know.
That's crazy.
We don't know.
Mm-mm. And then when it says approximate time between injury and death, how they know that?
I don't believe that's true.
I don't
Yeah.
believe that.
What determined that? What on earth determined that? Between injury and death, who determined that? Was it this woman up here, Yadira Elizabeth Morales Nunez, who didn't even sign the document to certify and confirm that that's what was stated?
Right.
But one
And
thing
so
that they did right here is the cause of death.
the cause of death. That's I was just about to say that.
Uh-huh.
Because Fire Mama was asking what was that luxation. And we're gonna show you. Cause I wanted to know too. Her mother and them, they were told that her neck was broke and her spine was cracked. And as far as ain't no moving after that, man.
Yeah, that's it. That creates paralysis. And according to the violent fight and altercation that we saw, that kind of paralysis would also include internal hemorrhaging in the cervical, thoracic, and the lumbar area of the body due to the heavy slamming down of the body on the floor. But this is not indicated here. In fact, they made a very simple explanation of certain things on this death certificate.
Right. They did.
It's as simple as possible. Now you kind of figure in your mind during the time that she was unresponsive and wasn't breathing, and pulse being checked by the so-called nurse that was there, checking her vitals, was CPR performed on a person who had a severe spinal injury or atlas luxation.
And see, that's what I was wondering about.
Knowing
the whole CPR.
that she had a broken neck trying to
Right.
perform CPR.
Right. And that's what and that was one of the things, I was playing devil's advocate. I'm like, well, what if was it possible she sustained these injuries during CPR? Was something already, cracked? And you just don't know. Because if it happened before the doctor got there, like I said, there's no moving. Then we had her on the couch, which it says that here, that she was found on the couch. But then, or in the living room. And then to do CPR, I'm sure they had to move her to the floor.
Yes. CPR is more effective on a flat surface than it is a surface that's going to give way. You have to perform CPR on a solid surface to be effective.
B. Wood said you can't do CPR if if she's breathing.
Yeah, exactly. And just like Nazir said, she was not dead when they came in. Okay. But you said they told you where she was at. Obviously you wasn't there. How the fuck do you know his story keeps switching up? It's hard to believe him. I don't think he lied about him being there at the time he said he got there, but his story just keeps switching. She was non-responsive. You know what I'm saying? They had to take the IV out, or it popped out, and she had a seizure. So obviously she had to be alive. She had to be alive when they got there. A dead person can't have a seizure. So it's obvious.
Because there's no way to determine a seizure if you're already passed. Correct?
Exactly.
And then the other item here, it begins to load this death certificate up even more. And these findings that we have found on this death certificate, it's troubling that line 27 says a necropsy performed. And the answer is yes. And I said, what the hell is a necropsy? But I haven't seen that before.
This is gonna blow y'all mind.
This is terrible.
You know, and
yeah, this was terrible.
Done a little digging, reading this medical document, well, this death certificate anyway, and I've got to drop out of here to bring it up and find it for you, because the definition is going to startle you a little bit, folks, so hold on.
Yeah, we definitely needed to know what that was. I got a problem with this whole report right here. I ain't gonna even hold you. I got a problem with it.
Most definitely. Because, you know, we want to blame this person for lying because of what the report say. But
Right.
it makes you wonder, was this report even typed up correctly?
Right. Because we all have to remember, too, that this information was first recorded in Spanish and then translated into English. So we have this thing called necropsy. What does it mean? Simply put, a necropsy is the examination of an animal after death.
An animal, though? Animal.
Goddamn animal. So it seemed like they
Watch
had
your mouth, boss. Watch your mouth, boss. Watch your mouth. An animal. Like, I just... How... I'm telling... I got a problem with this report. I got a problem with it.
Yeah. The purpose of a necropsy is typically determine the cause of death or extent of disease. This involves a careful process of dissection, observation, interpretation, and documentation. And this is related to, right underneath, necropsy, American College Veterinary Pathologists. And I'm shaking my head. Wait a minute. This should say autopsy, not necropsy. But when you take a look at the difference,
Okay, go ahead.
yeah,
Ms.
but when you
Jones
take
said
a,
it's just another name for autopsy.
it's just another name for autopsy.
See, that's what I was asking. Like when we were back and forth about it, I was like, but what we found as far as definition, it kept talking about animals.
Yes.
And I'm like,
Yes.
do they not have a report for humans? I mean, that's insane to me.
Right. So now you begin to wonder who actually performed any kind of death certification here in regards to pathological findings. And there are no pathological findings, hence no autopsy done, but cause of death was determined by a severe spinal cord injury and atlas luxation. That's it.
And then we have a clear definition of atlas luxation. Fire Mama had asked that before, and I know we looked it up.
Let's see.
And another thing, you know, it was just like they didn't sign the form. None of it is signed. Why not? Like they just wanted to wrap this up real quick, like, you know, that's it, that's all. No. Absolutely not. That's not it. This is a problem. Now they did say FBI was doing their own independent autopsy. So I'm hoping that happened.
Boss, can you close my tab out for a second? I thought I had it up here. I have to pull it back up. If you can just close my tab out.
They said necropsy is so Black Bumblebee said necropsy is the Spanish term for autopsy.
Yeah, I think I was looking it up before, but everything that I found under Atlas Luxation death meaning all relates to this case all of a sudden.
Yeah. Yep. We saw a lot of it.
We saw a lot of it related to Shanquella Robinson's autopsy, autopsy findings, autopsy findings. But it is a dislocation, according to Wikipedia. With the images that were already provided earlier in the live, with the C1 to C4, the cervical pictures that we showed you.
Right. Yeah, I just with those types of injuries. I mean, and then to hear, that Nazir dude talking about, yeah, they was talking about cooking. I'm like, wait, this girl is at this moment severely injured. And then they don't call 911. It don't sound like they call 911 because they had to pay $150 for somebody to come look at her. I'm still confused about that part.
Mm-hmm.
I really am. But then one of the other things that came out, dad, this.
Then one of them in the house, she was told, one of them told her she need to wire $5,000 over there so they can take her to the hospital or so she be able to get in the hospital. I said, $5,000 for what? I mean, she got insurance. She always had insurance.
What the hell did they need $5,000 for? So they told her mother that they needed $5,000 to take her to the hospital. I know that ain't. That can't be right. That can't be right. Is that how we go in Mexico?
Well, according to how they're set up, the governments are set up to communicate and correspond with each other when it comes to international incidents. When it comes to medical claims or insurances, they probably are a hell of a lot different than the United States. And a medical service provider might not have been located down there in Mexico in order for insurance to be actually addressed.
HBG said 5,000, which equals $254.20 in Mexico. Is that what you're saying, HBG? I'm just confused as to how that works. You got to pay to go to the hospital down there? It just, I don't know. That part just didn't make sense to me. It really didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, because when you're dealing with issues like that, and they know that you're an American, you're automatically looked at. Well, you figure, hey, $1,900 a day villa you're staying at. You call 911 for help. They send over carriers or couriers, if you will, to come and give you service. But yet these guys are bartering back and forth as to how much money you should have in order for transportation to the nearest hospital.
I'm with Stephanie.
Is that free enterprise down there or what?
Right. Stephanie said maybe that was a lie as well. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, Steph. That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
I was like, was they just trying to get money up out of them?
Mm-hmm.
Did they think that her mom was just gonna send them some money over there? I'm confused about that. I really am. And they're saying in the chat that I didn't read that because I saw some situations where you had to pay for care down there. So I don't know if that's the way it goes down there. Do anybody know for sure?
Yeah.
Eli from Jersey said, I heard it was 6,000 for them to get her body back. And that's usually how it goes. That's usually how it goes. They had to pay to get her back. And you know what? Matter of fact, this is what the dad told us. Hold up. This is what he said.
Monday came. Okay. Now we getting together trying to figure out where she at. So she on the embassy, calling the embassy. They giving her to run around. I don't know too much about Mexico, none of that. So me and my brother was over my mom's house. So as I'm standing here talking to y'all right now, I'm just hurting all inside. So my mind is really on my daughter, but I'm sitting here telling what I knew, what was told to me. So what I had to do, in which I know it wasn't but God that led me to her. So me and my brother got on that phone and started Googling all the funeral homes that was over in Mexico, Cabo. So we came up with funeral home Riviera funeral home over there. And first we called, a guy answered the phone. He didn't speak English. So we called back again, and another young lady answered the phone, and her name was Elizabeth. And from that point on, she said, I asked her, you have Shanquella Robinson over there? She said, yes, sir. Now, Miss Robinson, I'm sorry for your loss. And so from that point on, she said, Mr. Robinson, I'm going to stick with you until I get your daughter back to the States. So that lady was like an angel. So a lot of paperwork had to be done. Her mom sent the paperwork was already in the system. So I called her back. She said, yeah, I got the paperwork. I need a release form so I can release her body to you. And so we did that. And the bill came up and everything. So I wired the money over there, after I wired the money, they got the body. So did the paperwork, and it'll take a while for that paperwork to get done because they had to transfer everything over into English. Yeah. So she got back here last Thursday, around about 5 o'clock. So I'm sitting there in the funeral home. As soon as that door opened and that box came in there with her in it, man, just cried like a baby.
And guess whose name is on line 16 of the death certificate?
Let me see. Show it to me.
Take a look.
Show it to me.
Boss, can you hit me up? Because I can't see the
I got you.
The panel.
Oh, Yadira. Oh yeah, remember we ran her.
Yeah, her second name.
Yep, Lisbeth. Mm-hmm.
Could have been the same woman he spoke to.
Yep. 2 + 2 = 4. All day.
We didn't sign.
And you're right. It does cost to bring a body back. It does. Because, all of this went on Saturday. And it's like, I mean, can you imagine going on a trip with 6 of your friends and one of them not coming back? Oh, man, this killed me. Y'all had to leave one down there? Dead.
Yeah.
No.
So we jump down to line 35. Briefly describe the situation, circumstance, or reasons in which the injury occurred, either accidental, violent, or if it is intoxication, specify the drug. What was posted here is just these words: found body unconscious on her living room. That's it. This was the explanation to describe the situation, circumstance, or reason
Right.
the injury occurred. Now, does that sound like a good answer to you?
Oh man. And then come to find out, they're saying what there was no alcohol in her system. Now, one of the things that we did, kind of go back and forth about, we wanted to look into it, like how long does alcohol stay in your body? Because I don't want to say she wasn't drinking at all, but by the time they did the autopsy, she didn't have alcohol in her system. Is that correct?
Right. Because if she did, guess where it would be? Line 35. Because it specifies, or if it is intoxication. And there's nothing here that relates anything to alcohol.
To alcohol.
Or
Nothing. Not nothing. There's nothing there about no alcohol. And all of this happened within 24 hours.
Yes.
And so somebody in the chat said alcohol stay in your system 24 hours. Wasn't it that we read what, 24 to 48? Was it 24 to 48, John? I can't
Actually,
remember.
it could.
Or 12 to.
Yeah,
ahead,
12 to 25 hours.
Okay.
It can stay longer if it's in the urine. In the blood, it's shorter. Urine is longer. So yeah. And then you have a line 37, a forensic doctor by the name of Rene A. Galvan Asecura. His license number here, 632734. I find troubling here is that this forensic doctor did not sign line 40 to certify the information above.
Again, no signature on this document. Can anybody in the chat tell me, is this common? Because I would think that these doctors and forensic people would have to sign this form. Do anybody in the chat know? Because we ain't got a signature on here. Now, there was a stamp. But, and then, John, remember you found, where it talked about there, it has to be signed.
Yes. In order for a death certificate to be certified and valid, especially if it's in a sovereign country outside of the United States, you have a signature which certifies the information from a medical professional, number one. That has to be notarized, in which this document was, in order for it to be a legal document to be given back to the family to handle estate affairs, anything legally under the deceased's name. So I said, okay, well, let's see if the embassy, folks over there, can confirm this in some way, shape, or form. I had it.
DIY said that the original must be signed, that they had to translate everything over into English.
Correct. And that should have been signed too, because that's the only way.
But so we don't have that.
No,
we just
do
have
not.
what was translated to us.
That is correct.
Okay, got it.
So here at the U.S. Embassy and Consulate in Mexico, when it pertains to the services there at the embassy, it says the consular report of death of a U.S. citizen abroad. When a U.S. citizen dies abroad and the death is reported to the United States Embassy or Consulate, the consular officers, 1, have to confirm the death, identity, and U.S. citizenship of the deceased. 2, attempt to locate and notify the next of kin. 3, coordinate the legal representative regarding the disposition of the remains and the personal effects of the deceased. 4. Prepare documents for the disposition of the remains in accordance with the instructions from the next of kin or legal representative. 5. Send signed copies of the consular report of death of a U.S. citizen abroad to the next of kin or legal representative for possible use in settling estate matters in the United States.
So,
And-
okay. So the fact that we got a copy that's not signed, and I get the whole, I get the, it had to be translated into English. I get that. So that one didn't need to. I mean, it's just an important document. So I just would think that no matter what had to occur, whether there was an original or a English version of it. I mean, I just would think you would have to sign it.
Because it gives a certification date here of November 4th of 2022. It says this death was registered in the registry office or court. That's left blank or empty or non-identifiable. Place of registry is left open, blank. Date of registry left open.
That tells me they're not gonna reopen this case either.
You don't think they're gonna reopen the case?
Nope. Because the Mexican authorities have to okay it, and if they don't allow the FBI to help, this case is gonna stay closed. And with all these mistakes that we find, why would they reopen it for the FBI to find it?
I was about to say the FBI is involved in this now.
They are, but they're investigating it. But it's nothing further they can do as far as getting like evidence and things from the authorities from Mexico or Cabo. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that would be something that we'll all have to keep our eyes open and wait and watch.
I actually just watched the news yesterday. No, it was actually earlier today they was talking about that.
Because we need that autopsy. I want to see what the Americans did with the autopsy. Like I want to see the result.
Yes.
I said we're gonna have to break down that report.
Yeah.
We need that.
Because once we know what the pathological findings are, injuries that Shanquella had sustained, whether there was intoxication present, respiratory system, endocrine system, I mean, all of her systems checked, all the way down to the positive and negative results of the autopsy as well as toxicology report.
I am Regina said she want to see them all go to jail. I'm with you on this. All of them. Lock all of them up. That's where I'm at with this. Because she sustained injuries that, I mean, oh man. On vacation. This is supposed to be a whole vacation. Lock all of them up.
Yeah.
Round them up.
And typically, physician's responsibility in a death registration, the primary responsibility of the physician in a death registration is, number one, to complete the medical certification section of the death certificate. 2, the medical certification section of the record must be completed, signed, and made available to the funeral director / direct disposer within 72 hours after receipt. 3, the physician is deemed responsible for the knowledge of the state statutes and the physician's handbook regarding medical certification and cause of death. That's like, legal document, your driver's license. Your signature certifies and validates that license on the back of it. Your signature on a check certifies that check under your account is good.
Mary Jacobs said, she said, I believe that since Mexico first said there was no foul play, they just blew it off until her parents inquired about it. I agree with this. It was like, that's it, that's all. Nothing else to see here, no foul play.
Right.
And we like, wait, what? That don't make sense. Then how the hell did her neck, how was her neck broken and her spine cracked? Are you kidding me? No foul play. Then maybe we got two different definitions of what foul play is, because that sounds like foul play to me.
That's right. You got enough here that shakes the tree of it.
You know, I don't understand how they could have come to that conclusion based off of her injuries.
Yeah, because the way this was, the way the investigation began, so to speak, was started with the investigation of a femicide before it was upgraded to a homicide.
Yep. And that threw me. And I was like, femicide? And I'm like, what is that?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what was put out there.
That was what exactly. Exactly. So we're paying careful attention to this.
And then I was about to say, we looked that up. That femicide.
Yes, I think it's just crimes against women.
Yeah. Come back to you.
Yep, that's where I'm with. That's where I'm at with this. Round them up. All of them. They done got that girl all the way over there to kill her. Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man. And I think, when that video surfaced, that was a game changer. Game changer.
Yeah, big time. Big time. Femicide is a hate crime, which is broadly defined as intentional killing of women or girls because they are female.
And that confused me because I was like, why would they use that?
Yeah, I don't understand. That don't make sense when it's women fighting women.
But then if you go back to the whole, which I don't want to put this out, but when you go back to the whole, was that a trans?
Right.
It would fit. That would fit. I'm just saying. We gotta keep our eyes open on this one.
Yeah, ain't had tunnel vision.
And not unless statements were made at that time, during that time of the investigation, that led the investigator to believe first that it was or had something to do with a femicide. What did they say? What did the females say at that time down there that led investigators to believe it could have been a femicide?
William said.
Did they even give statements?
Mm-hmm.
William said transgender was fighting her for some reason, and her friends were allowing that. So she was being beat by a man. Thoughts? Because, boss, one of the things you were saying, you was like, she throwing blows like a dude.
Like a dude, right?
That was the first, before that whole transgender stuff even came out, you was already on that.
For real. I was like, the blows are so hard, man. It was like either she was super angry, like she turned to the Hulk, man, I swear.
But I mean, y'all acting, but here's the thing, though. I mean, you're acting like girls don't fight like this.
No.
I mean, I've seen some girls get down that one way, like a dude. They fight dudes, just But I mean, it still just don't make sense to me because I want to know what led up to this. What happened?
Right.
That warranted this beating.
That's the critical area we got to get an answer to.
We need that.
And think about it. The only person, like you said, the only person talked was Nazir. The mother ones ain't saying nothing. So that's gonna be hard to find out. That's gonna be
Said
hard.
this was female. I mean, because when we looked up Dejanay, I mean, she. So I didn't really understand this whole transgender where it even came from. I don't even know where that came from. Do anybody in the chat know?
I seen it on.
Shayna said she wanted to know what led up to it too. Me too. Because this was extreme to me.
Yes.
And then to be on vacation. And like I said before, even if she didn't die, y'all just ruined her vacation with that. Now her face busted up. She ain't about, if she was to have made it through this fight, she wouldn't have been trying to do nothing else. And it was a 4-day, 3 nights. How can you carry on with your trip and one of your friends or one? I don't even want to keep using the word friend because these was not her friends. But how are you? Yeah. So how are you to continue the trip knowing that someone you came with died?
24 hours later.
The vibe was off when she got there. I just felt that.
I believe that. I do.
Yeah, when she bent that corner and they just turned and looked at her, of course, she had no clothes on, but from what she expected them to have no clothes on too. But they were fully dressed. Like they ain't have no intention. You got the one girl, Winter was laying on the bed. Like she ain't have no intentions on doing nothing. That just ain't make sense to me.
It didn't. And I really would like to know what happened within 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Less than 24 hours. We ain't even talking a whole 24. That resulted in this. Now, like you said, they may not have been trying to kill her. But they damn sure was trying to ruin her trip.
Yeah, because I don't even want to speak on that because I don't know if that other video is true, but we actually saw her just sitting there and I really don't think the young lady was finished fighting her. The video just cut off.
Right. Yep.
Immortal Goddess said,
Get up.
Praise. Immortal Goddess said, they said she set up one of their cousins, and that's why they did it.
That's the first.
So it was a problem before they even got there, is what you're telling me. Because that's what that sound like. Is that why they invited her to go? All of a sudden?
And knowing, this trip had to have been pre-planned. You just don't jump into a villa the next day, get off the phone. Hey, we're going to a villa in Cabos tomorrow. So pack your bags. We're leaving tomorrow morning. Nope. So reservations.
Sound like gossip. They said that sound like gossip. Because I hadn't heard that. All the looking around we did, I didn't, there was no way to verify that. To me, I still don't know. But I want to know what happened.
Right.
It's a sad situation. It is. And if they thought for 1 second, I'm glad her parents looked into this. And I'm glad it circulated the way it did. Because this was wrong on so many levels. Gigi said it was over a guy. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. We need more details. Tiff, yeah. I'm with you on that. It had to be bad because that girl had rage in her. Yeah, she was being driven by emotion, baby.
Yes, Lord.
Whatever it was.
Yes.
Whatever it was.
She was fed up. Whatever it was. I'm sick of your shit. I think that's what she said at the end.
Because
Excuse
remember,
me.
that's what she said. I mean, that's what she said. But I didn't know what she was referring to. And we can only speculate, you know, and we don't want to do too much of that because, you know, that sends us off to the left sometimes. You know, and we got to stay the course. We trying to stay focused.
Right.
You know, but of course, like y'all seen the other cases that we've covered, you know, you get the theories come out, the different narratives come out.
Yeah. I agree with Honcho Savage. They fought her like an enemy. That's what I was getting at.
Did.
Yeah. That wasn't no friend.
They did. That was terrible. And I've never, I mean, now ladies, because I know we got a lot of ladies in the chat. Have y'all ever fought a friend like that? A friend or whatever. I mean, but this was powerful. And like I said, that girl Dejanay, she was being driven by emotion. And then the second video they said was this girl, her Winter. Really?
Yep. That was the one with them white nails.
This is insane.
And it was almost like to embarrass her after she realized the girl wasn't going to fight back. Excuse me. She continued to beat on her. That's was trying
insane.
to embarrass that girl. And what makes it worse is her so-called best friend sit there and watched it.
Jay, I'm with Jay. He said, why would someone else attack her when she's not even fighting back the first girl? See,
exactly.
That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
Clearly, she's not fighting. They even said, her parents said she's not a fighter.
That may have been her opportunity, though, to strike. Well, since she ain't hitting back, maybe I can get my 2 cents in, too.
Absolutely.
Kind of attitude.
That part.
Type shit.
Yep, that. That's crazy. They gained. Are you kidding me? Then came back like everything was everything. That girl, listen. Man, listen. I'll round these girls up. And dude, all of them. Round them up, man. They should not be able to get away with this. Oh, somebody in the that they run it. I bet they are.
And you know this is on their mind right now.
Mm-hmm.
During this live, right now, what do you think is going through their mind? If the FBI made connections and contacts with them for one-on-one interviews.
And I know I did hear that they used her money or used her credit card or something to get back. And one of the things that threw me, and I was like, well, that type of trip, wouldn't you have like round trip tickets? You understand what I'm saying?
You would think so.
Yeah, definitely. And you make a long distance trip, well over 2,649 miles one way in a sovereign country. Yeah, you'd book a round trip ticket. You know, you'd get a discount flight as best as you can. Package deal. You know, you're going as a group.
Yeah, Purple. Okay, she said, had she fought back, the result no less would have been the same. The odds were against her, and you are absolutely correct. She was outnumbered down there, baby.
Yeah, she
was outnumbered.
And that
can you imagine being that far away from home with a whole bunch of people plotting? Oh man, if they don't, man, listen, I don't want to start cussing, Because every time I'm for real, because I feel my mouth about to get real bad. But if they don't round these little girls, because they little girls as far as I'm concerned, if they don't round them up quick, round them up.
So just to go back to the so-called bestie, he did nothing. Even when the other girl jumped in, like that should have been enough. Like, hold on now, it was just 1-on-1. Okay, he ain't want to jump in there. Now you jump. No, I'm not finna go for that. He ain't do nothing, and ain't saying nothing. That ain't friends. Like Mo3 said, everybody ain't your friend.
Yep, that.
So wasn't Khalil Shaquella's best friend?
Supposed to be.
Khalil, yeah.
Supposed to be, right?
Supposed to be.
Yep.
Now you figure if he's standing there, he should have broke up the fight
Yeah.
before it even got started.
But then he told the parents that he wasn't in there. That's what he said. He wasn't in there.
But he damn sure came back home and told the parents that she had passed the alcohol poisoning.
They came back and ran with that story.
Huh.
I don't know how they ain't thought they was gonna get away with that, with all them bruises on them.
Alcohol poisoning, knowing damn well that wasn't going to be the end result of it.
Yeah, they knew that. They were just hoping that it got swept under the rug like a lot of cases do. No, man.
No.
That girl got people who love her.
That. You know, family, friends. And y'all thought y'all was just going to go over there, do that, and come back like nothing happened?
Right.
Oh, yeah, no. No. And I think if anybody should have been loyal to her, was him.
Yeah. Yep.
That's supposed to be her best friend.
That's why I brought him up.
You know? And him.
That's why I brought him up.
You know, it should have been him. And he didn't help her at all. He didn't help. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't care nothing about him neither. Round him up too. That's it. And I'm wondering who gonna be the first to crack. Is one gonna start telling on the other? You know how I get when you start playing them against each other.
The one who shared that video.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
She gonna be the one to crack.
If she dropped that video, she wanted to send a message. Wasn't me. Even though I was there, wasn't me. This girl died. I feel bad. I can't hold this.
Right.
Hence the video was released.
Mm-hmm.
And not gonna blame me for her death. This is bullshit. And so she decided to release it.
Yeah, she knew what that autopsy was gonna say. She knew.
Yeah.
Shamina said Malik shared the video.
So why people keep saying it was a female that shared it?
Yeah.
I'm intrigued.
Okay.
We need some clarity on that.
Yeah, because that's what I just felt like, it was a female who was behind that camera. You know what I'm saying? But I thought it was Malik at first because of the voice behind the camera. But they said it was a female who leaked it. So that confused me.
So whoever shared it wanted to isolate themselves, separate themselves from what had occurred. Let law enforcement know, hey, you can't point the finger at me, even though I may have been there. You can't point the finger at me, and I'm not going to take the blame.
And
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Much love to you, baby. A family member of hers said she was leaving, cutting the trip short. She was paying for everything. That upset them, leading to the confrontation.
Remember I said she was the breadwinner out of that whole crew. And that might be why she was invited to go. So she can eventually pay for it.
She can fund the trip.
Right. Right.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No.
And John, you had a picture.
Could lead to motive.
You had a picture, John. You said they been friends.
Which ones?
The picture from back in the day.
It was the 6 of them together.
Oh, yeah. Let me see if I can find
So
that.
if that picture is legit, then they've known each other for a long time.
Then
Let's see if I can find it.
Breaking up.
and
Keyz, you breaking up.
you said I'm breaking up. I'm good.
You good now?
Oh, okay. No problems. But if Khalil was friends with them first, was he put in a position where he had to pick a side? He picked their side?
Yeah,
Because
kinda.
clearly he was not on her side down there. He was not.
Friends like that who need enemies.
That part. But it's just it had to end that way. It really is, man. And when I seen, the interview of from the dad, I just, it did something to me.
Yes. Oh, and me too.
Yeah, it did something to me. She said, had they not recorded the fight, they just may have gotten away with it. You know what? Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I agree.
That's the problem nowadays. But at this point, let them do it. I mean, because we're using it now against them.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid.
Very hard to watch.
All
Very
of
hard.
it.
It is. When I saw that video, that was terrible. So he was standing next to the guy that was filming. But he told the parents he wasn't in there. And I, because I'm like, well, where the hell were you? What you was doing?
So if we go back to what we originally thought, then where's the other female?
Because it was right. Because it would have been, 4 girls and 2 men. If we go with Nazir's story.
Right.
4 girls, 2 men.
Unless she was just standing off in the cuts, quiet.
I believe everybody that was down there was there watching this fight. Recording it on top of everything else.
I wish we could have that metadata so we could see exactly what time this happened.
That's exactly what we need to.
The
Get
metadata.
the metadata that'll tell us the date, the time, the length, the true length of the video itself.
Mm-hmm.
Aunt said Winter was the link. She was FaceTiming someone. Judah said the video said it all. It did. Fanny said they all knew it was a fight. Was going to happen. It was an ambush. I agree with that. Say this story is international. I bet.
Yes, it is.
I bet.
Yes, it is.
Shia, what's going on, baby? She said maybe the other people had dirt on Khalil, so he didn't do nothing.
All we left to assume because there ain't enough information out there.
Right. Said we need the whole video. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I want to see the whole thing, but what they gave us to me is enough. I'm just, that's just my opinion.
I agree. I mean, it's just the rest of it. You want to see what was the final blow that she took that took her life.
That took her life. Yeah.
Right. Grandmother said he claimed he got there the next day, then claimed he didn't see the bump on her head, which he did. He did say he didn't see it, and then claimed he was rubbing her head. He said that too.
Exactly. You rubbing her head, but you ain't feel no bump. You might have didn't see it, but you would have felt it.
And then my thing is this: what he did tell us was that he did notice the cut on her lip and then something over her eye, like maybe a gash or over her eye. Even that should have warranted, like, what happened?
Yeah,
You
like
wasn't inquiring about it. If I pull up and my friend looking all beat up, I'm asking questions. I mean, so did he not ask? Because he said they ain't told him nothing. That's what he told him, nothing.
they if they smart, they wouldn't. Because he the one who's doing all the talking. And I think he's trying to separate himself. And I know his stories don't add up, but I truly don't feel like he had nothing to do with it.
Tanisha says she would be doing more than asking questions. Absolutely. Especially if y'all seen the pictures of her. I mean, she's a very pretty girl.
Yes,
very
she is.
pretty. This is my favorite. She's very pretty.
Thank you, Miss Hughes.
And you mean to tell me you didn't pull it up on this girl right here and she got cut on her lip and her eye messed up and you ain't asking questions? Look how she kept herself.
Now, when a fight goes one way, it's like Camilla said, that wasn't a fight, it was a murder. But if you see this footage and you saw it right when it started, this young lady never hit this girl, isn't that assault? Couldn't she have gotten arrested right there in Mexico for that?
You would think so. You would most certainly think so.
Because the evidence proved that she never hit that girl.
I mean, yeah, I just don't understand, y'all. I don't. I really don't. And I know we got a few people in here, we're going to get to the speak your piece. Because I want to know, how y'all feel about this case. And before we go into that, John, are you guys, Boss and John, are we missing anything? Did we touch on everything?
I'm trying to locate that picture that Boss brought to my attention of them 10 years ago, maybe even more.
Do you want to play the little service clip before we get into that?
Yeah, because today was her funeral. Very sad day. Our condolences to the family, to her friends. Even if they in here with us tonight, man.
Absolutely.
Just know that we riding with y'all.
All day.
We riding with y'all. Again, we have, I tell y'all this all. We have to do it as a unit. But there was a funeral today, and Boss put together a video that, I mean, made me feel some kind of way. So
made us all feel some kind of way. Yeah.
So before we get to speak your piece, because I know quite a few of y'all waiting, let's look at the funeral from today, Boss.
Justice will be served.
Oh man. Oh man.
Mm.
Oh man. I don't even know, y'all. I that make me feel some kind of way. For nothing. She gone for nothing. Jealousy, envy, hate.
Mm.
Gotta be careful. You know, even if she thought something wasn't right, you know, she took a chance. She took a chance. And for those of you have who've been here with us before at the round table, y'all know how we do. We had to speak your piece. I want to hear your thoughts. You know, where you at with it. We'll drop the link in the chat for you guys to come up. We'll keep it at 3 minutes. So let's go over this part. Keep it at about 3 minutes. We're gonna let you have the floor. You know, try not to cuss too much for me, okay? Because we got some older people in here. You know, um, just respect. That's it. That's all.
Okay.
That's all we're asking for. Um, but yeah, let's drop the link so we can get some people up here, man. I really want to hear your thoughts. You know, if you have any new information, come on, let's talk about it. You know, we this is sad. This is so sad. So if you want to come up, we're more than happy to give you the floor.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Appreciate y'all for coming through here, man. They
We
got
do.
Absolutely.
We do.
overwhelming numbers, man. Salute to everyone. Thank you.
Well
We
over
appreciate it,
22,
man.
well over 2,200 people in this chat room tonight, giving tribute and
Oh man.
memoriam to a beautiful person that didn't deserve to be treated the way she did.
This I'm just so glad that we were able to come together as a unit
Yeah.
to discuss this, man, because this was so a lot of people felt some kind of way. And I know they put me and salute to those who contributed to the GoFundMe. But I know when I went to the page, it was what 9 10,000 um dollars raised at that point.
Yeah.
You know,
Salute
I donated on behalf of the roundtable.
Kyrie Irving. Salute to Kyrie Irving for donating $65,000, man. Salute.
65,000. That's
We got
love, man.
all right. You ready? We got them down here.
We ready? Let's
Just
go.
yeah, just one moment, just to bring oh man everybody up to speed on where the GoFundMe is. If you can see that,
Oh, look where it's at now. Oh,
$334,000.
hmm. Lily said that's what said her 6-year-old and her cats are her only friends. I feel you, man. I feel you.
All right. First
okay,
up,
we're ready.
this is Shia B.
Shaya,
Hey
and
y'all,
How
and
you
give her the
doing?
floor.
Hey, how are
Give her the
you?
floor.
I got
I'm
Give her the
doing
floor.
well. How are y'all doing?
Hey, Miss Shaya.
Hey 54.
I'm glad you can join us, baby.
Yes, I'm so happy to be on the round table tonight. I'm just when I first heard of this story, I was just very sad and like my heart was broken because um I've been in a situation like this. Thank God I wasn't beat up or anything to the point I could have been dead, but I've been in this situation before where I was on a trip with a group of girls and things just went completely left. And um we were like verbally aggressive to one another, but I was able to get away from it before it got worse. So I can kind of understand what Shanquella would have been going through at that time where she was getting beat up. And I just it's just that it's so sad, and I wish she was able to get away from all of them people that was in the room with her. But
Mm,
that's all I wanted to say.
I appreciate that. And here's the thing, when when especially when we go out of town with people, we're not expecting for it to go left like that. You
Mhm.
understand what I mean?
Mhm.
And when it does, I mean, it ruins the trip.
It sure does. It's like you don't want to do anything because a lot of people are saying, well, the girls could have been beating her up because they were jealous of her. People gotta think like nowadays these girls they get petty over some real petty small BS. Like
Yeah.
it could be about like I know some girls they want to take pictures and being around women, we get aggravated if you take too long getting dressed and you want to take pictures for hours and we want to go to the next thing. It could be anything. Women get pissed off easily over the smallest things because believe it or not, we're emotional women. We're women. We're meant to be emotional, so we will get pissed off by the easiest thing.
I agree with that. I agree with that. But wow, but to the point where you throwing blows like that though.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy to me. Like to beat her up like that to the point that she was dead, laying wherever in that villa. I don't. Mm-mm. Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is terrible.
most definitely. Most definitely.
Elaine said, nothing was worth her life being taken.
Nope.
No,
Nothing. That's
it
it.
sure
I
wasn't.
agree.
Right.
I agree.
Yep, it doesn't matter if she set someone up at home. It doesn't matter. She still didn't deserve to die like that.
Yeah.
Renee
What
said
about
they just hated her. The way they was fighting is what it looked like.
yeah, people try to play God and take people's lives. That's not your place.
Yep, that was pure out of pure hatred and just evil. Very to me, very demonic because it was just like they beat her up terribly. And hopefully we get more information in this autopsy to see what really happened, the details of what really happened.
Most definitely.
Right.
Most definitely.
Jane the Babe said, "Y'all, it's something bigger than what we're trying to piece together. They want us to together. They want us distracted to at play." Hmm. Interesting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right.
Very interesting. But I'm gonna get off here and let y'all open the floor up to other people. But thank you and I enjoyed your roundtable tonight.
Oh, you're welcome,
Appreciate
baby.
you.
And I thank you for being one of my night riders. You ride with me, baby.
No
You a night
problem.
rider in here. Yeah,
Yes.
no.
Team
Just hold the chat
54.
down for me, baby.
All right, bye.
Bye
Appreciate
Much
you.
love
bye.
to you.
All right. Appreciate Miss Shia B. Next up, we have Miss Meta B. Jones. Y'all welcome to the panel.
Hi, everyone.
How you
Hey,
doing?
how are
Hey, how
you?
you doing?
I am much better. I was down with COVID for 11 days, so I was able to stalk this story. I just want to say one thing. I don't have any speculations. Um, I've listened to so many bloggers and especially Court Chronicles. Miss
Right.
April is on it too, and Miss Gigi. I just want to say Satan is the ruler of the world. It's
Mm-hmm.
not the people. It's the demons that are within the people. Demons, they don't care what it is. Could have pretty lipstick on. Your booty could be fat. You could just have a beautiful spirit. Beautiful people make the demons angry. You can't be walking around this earth and not having the covering. At the end of the day,
That's right.
that young lady that was assaulted, Quilla, you can feel and see the testosterone rising in her, the anger, the hatred. We don't come here that way.
Right.
We don't come here that way. When we come to this earth, we are a blank canvas. And I've watched
Mm-hmm.
and I listen to people say, oh, it was how they're raised. It's not how you're raised all the time either. We raise our children to go one way, they decide to go another.
That's right.
It was
I agree with
hatred
that.
and jealousy, resentment. And yes, there was a photo of 10 years ago. All of them were in high school together. The
Right.
six. There was a tweet about a young lady that was R-worded by not Nazir, whatever his name is, which is claimed. She kept it a secret for a long time. She finally opened up publicly and talked about it, and the story has changed by them. They've threatened her. It's so much going on with this six group of people.
Right.
It's more than we know. I feel deep down that this is their MO. They plot on kind people, and the girls lure them in, and the boys take advantage. You got to realize that Khalil was her friend, her best friend.
Right.
The other six were friends already. They were friends. She was
Right.
their friend. They were not hers.
Right.
They plotted on that young lady. You can see the energy in the room. You can feel it during the fight. You can feel the energy from the people that we couldn't see on the camera.
I agree.
Think about it. They've been a clique since they were in high school. And there's so many rumors going around about being R-worded and violently assaulted. So at the end of the day, we got to pray, and we have to just trust in God to give our children, young adults, to listen to their discernment and get that gut feeling. I done been jumped. I done been invited to parties to be the pick on girl, get beat up, and didn't want to go home and tell because things wasn't right at home. So I didn't think I would ever get to go again. I would be punching bags as a little girl. So it's just not now. It didn't start. This was the 80s. At the end of the day, we had the crack era, excuse me. And now we have another era. And this era is hatred.
It is.
It's hatred. And it's not just our country, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
And we have to speak up. Being quiet is just as bad as
absolutely
telling a lie.
That's right.
Yep. That's right. That's right.
So at the end of the day, I know that this story is hurting so many people all over the world. And I just want to just pray for everyone's peace with this. We're going to get answers. And if we don't get answers, we don't have to see it. They're going to get dealt with.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
God bless you all. Have a good one. And one more. Thank you for picking up a story I sent you through an email about the young man that was found in the lake, in the water.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening to us. We appreciate all of you all. God bless.
Appreciate y'all too for riding
Thank
with
you,
us.
Miss Jones. Much love to you and yours.
Thank you.
You're welcome. One of the things, let me show this real quick. Too Blessed said, why is Winter Donovan saying on Facebook that whenever she gets to 10K, she will do an interview to tell her innocence? And then she said, girl, bye. But are you speaking on, let me see, where was it? Hold on.
Yeah, I got something to that that's just sent to me.
This? My Cash App to the highest donator gets an interview?
It's just disrespectful.
Oh, man.
What is that?
Oh, man.
What is that? And that was posted on Facebook?
Yeah.
All right. We got our buddy next up. Y'all know who it is. Y'all welcome Miss Joanna.
Hi guys.
How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm also just now getting over a cold. I didn't have COVID. I had a cold. You know I have my little theories. Okay, I want you guys to look first of all before I forget. Before I send you something to your email.
Okay.
Okay. Remember when she was going down the hallway, and hollering that y'all still naked? They don't take this long to get naked.
Mm-hmm.
If you pay attention, or I'm not saying you're not paying attention, but focus. Could that been the same time? And when they came in there, they made her get undressed because I noticed when they come out in the living room, they all still have on their same clothes that they had when they were just relaxed across that bed with.
Wait, you said they had on the same clothes as when?
When they walked, okay, so when she was coming down the hallway, you remember she couldn't find no one?
Right.
And you see the guy with no shirt on, he opens the door almost like he's unlocked it, like they had her locked out almost. And I'm thinking that she was saying it don't take this long to get naked, meaning she had her swimsuit on and she was waiting for them at the pool and they never came. So she was going back in there trying to figure out where they were. You can see him opening the door and she walks in and he walks away. But it almost looked like they have on their same clothing. So I'm wondering, did they make her get nude at that time? And then it happened right after that?
Yeah, that I'm not sure, and I don't even want to make a.
No, that's what I'm
No.
saying. If you go back and look and see if they still have on the same, like that one girl looked like she had on like a little lounge, a little outfit, two-piece outfit, and he
Right.
didn't have no shirt. His belt was, you could see his belt. He the one opened the door, and he just turned right around and walked away. But he did open that door, like they almost had her locked out.
Yeah, because we was wondering where he came from.
Hmm.
You
And he
know.
turned right around and walked away. And then what? Oh, and the other thing I want to know, who filmed her going there? Saying that.
Who
She was
filmed?
filming.
Who's
Okay,
filming?
so she didn't get nothing home but her luggage. They didn't receive her purse or nothing. The mom and them didn't receive her purse or nothing. So how did they get that phone to get that video off of it?
Oh, I'm not sure.
That I was about to say that
No,
I'm not
No, I'm
sure
not.
if.
no. You talking about who filmed the fight?
No. Who filmed who
Oh,
filmed her going down that hallway saying, it don't take y'all this long to get naked.
Because she's filming that.
yeah,
Right,
but
Like she's.
yeah, she's filming it, but how did they get the footage?
Oh,
somebody
okay. I see what
said
you're saying.
Hmm.
I said in the chat earlier too. Somebody said they used her face to open her phone. I don't know how true that is, but that's what somebody said in the chat.
Right.
Hmm. Okay, because
And
the mom them said, well, the dad said that they didn't receive her purse or nothing. They just brought luggage.
then one of the things when we were when we were looking at the video,
Hmm.
that was one of the things I was asking about was the clothing. And those
Hmm.
girls don't have on the same clothes. Because when we caught that one girl in the screenshot that was looked like she was recording or FaceTiming whatever it was she was doing, at that moment she had on a there was like a so I just remember seeing
Oh, I don't know,
why
going in and out.
I'm sorry. When we went back and watched the video,
Hmm.
that wasn't the same clothing.
Okay.
Yeah, you're talking about the female in the turquoise colored top.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, because I was just trying to think maybe, they probably made her strip down since she talking about getting naked and then they came right back in, just because it's the same people, and I don't know, just a theory.
Right. Yeah, we just waiting on more details to come out.
Yeah.
We need
Oh,
more, you know.
okay, I'll allow someone else to come. You guys have a good one.
Oh, you too, Joanna, and I hope you get the feeling better, baby.
Yes,
I've been
definitely.
sick
Okay.
too. It's going around. Be careful out
Okay.
here.
Check your email and your Insta 54.
Yep.
Okay.
I
So you
got you,
guys.
baby. Okay. Thanks, Joanna.
Mhm.
All right, Joanna. All right, next up we have on the list Miss LaKendra McCray.
Hello, everyone.
Hey,
How are you,
LaKendra.
LaKendra?
I didn't hear about the story when it first had initially broke, but I've been looking through it a couple of days now, and I was just so astounded on what I saw. Um,
Mm.
One
Yep.
thing I noticed, I have my own children, but only my son is old enough to, be able to go. He just graduated, he's 18, but I have girls, they're younger. But one thing my mama always used to tell me, like, we quick to tell our kids when you go somewhere, you stay together with your friends. So it really hurt me to see that they went all the way to Mexico. You sticking with your friends, you're staying local, where you talk to your mom, she thinks everything's okay. And then all of a sudden, us parents, we're looking at who's going to be the person that bring harm, you never do think like, oh, don't worry about the enemy. You need to look at your friends that you went there with. That should be your safety net. And when you go somewhere and your safety net is unsafe for you, that's a horrible feeling. You so far away. We always think about, oh, the stranger lurking in the dark instead of the people that we come there with. These kids are out of control. It's more about clout, it's jealousy. It always has something to do with drugs. But in this case, I haven't heard anything of that sort. But the generation that we're dealing with is a lot different than our generation. I'm an 80s baby. So when I look at these new kids, it's like they don't have a purpose. They're just here. They're just here.
Right. So they just here
And I look
existing.
at it as bad parenting.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
self-esteem also has a lot to do with it as well.
mhm.
Yeah.
The individual self-esteem is what is being either violated or weak at some point. And it's overall it's very sad to see how this generation is growing up, what they think
Yeah.
is real and not real. You know,
Yeah.
so,
And then to be so like the young lady that you had read her chat post, when you're sitting up there and what are you getting from saying when I get 10,000, I'm gonna do an interview? First of all, I don't want to see no interview from you. Talk to the police. I don't want you to talk to me. Another thing is, why is it a money grab? If you're innocent, go speak your truth. I believe they should never have been able to leave Mexican soil. Period.
right.
It's a lot of things that I just feel that was done wrong. How do you bring my daughter luggage back, but my daughter ain't coming back?
Mm.
Yeah, they let them
That's
go
a
too
hard
fast.
pill to swallow.
I agree.
Mm.
And I can't believe it. It just was hurting to see that because I have my young girls, they're coming up. And my daughter, she's very nice. She don't fight, none of that, which I'm totally different. I wasn't like that as a kid, but she's very, she has a beautiful heart. But to
Right.
sit there and how do you fight someone that's not even fighting you back?
Right. Right.
So
I
I'm
don't
not sure how
understand it either.
everything's gonna turn out. I definitely think it has something to do with a boy.
Mm. Yeah. A lot
I'm
of
not
people seem to
sure
think
who.
that.
It's just most people nowadays, they it's this like in crew, or I don't know how they want to say it now, like cliche, like it's normally always over a man when it's men bringing to the picture. She's beautiful. She looked very beautiful. So that you're jealous already. And I don't know, I just feel it's something with one of the gentlemen. And then for her friend of 5 years to be so close to her like that, how
Right.
could you even sit there and allow that to happen?
Yeah. I mean, I do
So
that. And
nobody's your friend. Be your
well,
own friend.
and ladies, we got to be better, man.
Yeah. But that's
And
all I wanted to say. I just wanted to let everybody know, me as a parent, I always be like, be careful, y'all walk together. I've heard that so much, but now it's turned into the people that
that you
we
walking with.
trust
Yeah.
in. Those are the ones that's actually hurting you.
Yep. The ones closest to you.
Yeah. So I just hope that resolution comes quick as possible, and definitely they all need to go to jail. Whether you hit, whether you stood there by, didn't do nothing, everybody should be arrested.
I agree.
And then we can well, it ain't Barbara Walters no more, but she could get her interview from jail.
Right.
Because I don't care. I just care not to hear what she got to say. It's nothing that's going to make me feel any different. It's done. It's done. And the gentleman, how can you come in and you don't notice a knot on her head and all of the stuff I seen? It just wasn't right. And by her being naked, I had another like little twist, but I don't really want to go there. But it seemed like if he came the next day, which is Nazir, right?
Right.
Okay. I seen something to where it was tickets. I'm not sure if they're really his tickets. He said, oh, I got there about 3. Well, it said 12. So I looked at, okay, that's a 3-hour window. You
See, that's
got
why
there.
I thought, because there's a
Hmm.
2 hour difference in Cabo time.
Hmm.
So it could have been that. I'm not sure. But I mean, yeah, we just waiting on more details, man.
Yeah. And
We
then I
need more.
thought, okay, got there. And then I'm like, wait a minute, why is she naked? So I just figured, okay, he got there. I thought it was supposed to be his girlfriend. So okay, you got there. Y'all probably went in a room, did whatever. You got up, slipped your clothes on. She stayed in bed, still laying there. And it seemed like they could have just walked in out the blue on her like that. Because I don't see you being naked with all of those people in the house. It's just not nothing I do with my friends. Like, that really had me puzzled, but we'll figure it out. I just was throwing that out there because I'm like, why is she naked? And then, far as the bathroom, far as her neck, I'm a nurse, but I'm not a doctor. And it just seems like something could have happened in that bathroom to where, you know how, okay, I heard she was like found slumped over the toilet.
That's
Now,
what he said.
okay, well, if that's what he said. Now, picture, okay, you got her, got and drug her in the bathroom, whatever. Now, what you do? Did you grab her hair, put her face, down in the toilet? Like if you're trying to drown her with the water or whatever, right? Now, her neck will be bent over. Now, if you was to stand up right there and take your feet and stomp down on her back of her neck right there, that will break her neck and mess her spine up from in that position. It's something about the toilet in the bathroom that I'm kind of like,
I don't even bathroom thing just because of injuries. And if
oh,
she was in there, she didn't walk in there. She didn't take herself in there. I'm
mm-hmm,
sure of that.
mm-hmm. Okay, well, I'll let somebody else come, but I just wanted to say, we just need to do better. We all
Do
just need to do
please.
better.
That's right.
Thank you.
Agree.
Thank
And
you,
thank you,
LaKendra.
John. I love seeing you with 54 Keys. I haven't seen you in a long time.
We
Thank
Since
appreciate you,
you.
Queen, I
LaKendra.
haven't seen you since Queen Talks to Crime, so I
Yeah.
miss you.
God put us together.
Yep.
I
You too.
know. Thank you.
You're
Oh,
welcome.
54, can I ask you one question?
Yes, ma'am.
I've always wanted to know this, and my husband told me, no, no, that's not her. You have a voice. Is this Queen Latifah?
Everybody says that.
I said, I don't care. She's not going to use her name, but I'm telling you, that's who it is. But you don't have to answer. I just wanted to throw that out.
No, I'm not. Trust me, babe. I wish I was Queen. I wish I was, because I love me some Queen Latifah. But they've been saying
Okay.
that from the beginning. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. But everybody says that.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you all so much.
I appreciate you.
You're welcome. Bye bye.
Bye
Much
bye.
love to you.
One of
All
the
right.
things that I wanted to point out in the chat, guys, they were saying that it's a 3 hour difference and not two. But we looked it up. It said two.
You said too.
Yeah, it's mountain time, not Pacific.
Yeah. I just want to put this on the screen first. I'm getting nervous about uh some of the people that's popping up. You know what I'm saying? And we don't want nobody to mess up the live. So These last three I can confirm, so I still want to be on the safe side. So we're gonna welcome Miss Distinctly Dree.
Good evening, panel. How's everyone doing?
Hey, how are you?
Doing good.
I'm good. 54. I've been watching you since Kanika Jenkins, and I appreciate the actual journalistic work that you guys are doing.
We
Thank you.
appreciate that. Yeah, thank you so much. It's just,
I want
we want the details. You know how we do over here.
on that part. I just wanted to give the perspective of what we know of Shanquella, and I've been in situations similar to hers. You have a friend who has a friend, and you know that their friend, but you want to be friends with your initial friend. So you accept a person, and that friend accepts their flaws and all, so you feel like you have to accept them. This is the prime example of when you see red flags, run. Good, bad, or
Yeah.
indifferent. Say what you want to. These people did not flip, become violent, aggressive, indignant on a trip to Cabo. This is not the first time they behaved this way.
Right.
There were
Yeah.
flags about the
Yep.
potential. Maybe they had never done it to her, but there probably was microaggressions that had happened previously. But because she was friends with what his name, Malik,
Malik and
she
Malik.
Khalil.
probably had accepted things and was passive about it because she wanted to maintain a friendship and a relationship with him.
Mm.
Because, and
Mm.
also, if you think about it, why were they so comfortable doing what they did in front of him of all people that's supposed to be their best friend?
Right. I said that.
Mm.
Let me address something because I got a couple people in the chat saying that they're blocked, and I don't know how that can be. I'm not blocking anybody, so I don't want anybody blocked over here. And usually we don't do that, so I don't.
How are they blocking there in the chat?
They're saying that.
If you can see them, they're not blocked.
So I don't know what they're talking about, but distinctively, like, okay, so what do you think as far as now? I don't want to go too far into you know
Hmm.
down the rabbit hole.
Right.
We want to make sure we stay
We
tight,
go
and
off
keep the
facts and what's
details
already been put out
absolutely
there.
and what's put out there. Um, when you saw that video, what was your initial reaction?
It was weird to me that she wouldn't fight back, but then you look at the fact that multiple people are recording and there's a man, good, bad, indifferent, whose side you're on. You're literally watching one of your friends be brutally attacked
Right.
and you're not engaging at all. That's a red flag.
Yeah.
But also another point with the friend Nazir, paying attention to his live that he did, he basically admitted they left her because he's saying, well, the maid found her. The maid found her. Where were you? Where was Winter? Where was Deja? Where was everybody else? What do you mean the maid found her? So it sounds like they called the medic came, did whatever, and then there's a time gap. We don't know what happened. I think they left her.
Oh,
Yeah,
so you
because there's
think
a
she?
blank void there. There's a blank void there.
There's a void. I think they literally left her.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
curious as to what is the timeline and can we sync up the calls to the mother and the information they were feeding the mother versus the timeline of the medic and when all that happened and when the nurse or the maid allegedly found her, what syncing that timeline together.
Interesting.
See, that would have to go from the 3 o'clock point of the death certificate all the way up until they showed up to the mother's house.
Mm-hmm.
You see,
Because if I'm not mistaken, they're saying Malik went to the mother's house like about 3 or 4 times. He had Deja and Winter come. The
right.
other girl, Alyssa, never came, which kind of goes in line with if she's the one to leak the footage. She threw them up under the bus. But when the dad told them about the autopsy, now all of a sudden he stopped answering phone calls and it's not coming over anymore.
Yeah, they stopped coming over. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
yeah, that timeline would have to be drawn out from that point.
right. In a sense, with what came out compared to what they told them, Now he feels uncomfortable. I would assume, like they told the parents that they died of alcohol poisoning. Didn't come to find out, no, the girl got beat up. So now he like, damn, they gonna look at me messed up. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of understand, but at the same time, it do make him look suspect for just no longer coming around.
Right. I think it wasn't premeditated in the sense that they were going to kill her, because who would record it if that was what the ultimate goal was going to be?
Right.
But
yeah,
I
think the fight was more. I think the fight was more premeditated than the outcome that resulted from it.
It's like they panicked, and even in the panic, they have yet to synchronize. Okay, well, this is the timeline. This is what happened. This is our story. We sticking to it. They all got different stories.
Yeah,
you're right. Yeah,
they're not gonna speak. Like I said, they're gonna have to go to court before they speak. They're not gonna say nothing.
Well, those are my thoughts. I appreciate your time my time on the panel. Again, keep doing great work.
Appreciate you.
We appreciate you. Yeah.
Glad to have you.
You're welcome. You guys have a good night.
You too.
Yes,
Thank
you too.
Too.
So who we got left? Who we got left back here?
We got $1 Million Baby, Queen 88 Sister, Miss Rob, and Reese.
Okay, so we're gonna stop at them. You know, once we get through them, but who we have next? $1 Million Baby.
$1 Million Baby is next. Uh-oh.
Hello?
$1 Million, you there?
I'm here.
What's going on, baby?
How's everybody doing? Shout out
Hey,
to all you guys in this sad moment.
It is.
Very
sad moment.
Yeah.
I'm a 50-year-old woman. I saw this video. I didn't even know what to think. This generation, what is going on with this generation? Money, hair, clothes, eyelashes, jealousy. What is going on?
That's right.
The world's upside down.
It's sad. It's sad.
Yeah.
Successful, beautiful woman taken out for what?
Right.
For what? A life taken. Disregard for human life.
Wolves in sheep clothing? Absolutely.
What? Say it again.
Absolutely.
Okay, I cannot stand this. Everywhere you look, this is what's going on. What's left?
Right.
What's left for this? What's left for the future? I want to know what's left for this future. For my grandchild.
Absolutely.
For my granddaughter, who is biracial. Okay?
Right.
Yeah.
What's going to happen for her? And all these young kids out here, biracial kids, but this is what's happening, Black and biracial kids.
Right.
I
agree with you.
This family needs justice. This family needs justice, and they need it now.
Yes.
Right now. Not now, but right now.
Right now.
Yeah.
I am a hurting parent. I am a hurting grandparent right now for this family.
Yeah.
I work nights. I seen all this come up. I work nights. I see it all before everything comes up. I'm seeing this video. It did take me to Kanika. It did.
Yes.
It did.
Yes.
Yeah. It is reflective. You know,
and Chicago ain't letting up. Chicago ain't letting up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
These ladies need justice. I'm sorry. Shanquella needs justice. Her parents need justice. And I want to thank you guys. Thank you, 54 Keyz, John, Boss. Thank you. Keep doing what you're doing, please.
We own it.
Let's get justice.
Let's
get justice.
That's what we're here to do.
Thank you.
We can't, we are riding with us.
Thank you.
You know, where we can come together. I tell y'all all the time, where we can come together in a neutral, a safe zone, regardless of what you believe, what you thinking happened, what didn't happen. You're welcome here.
Thank you. Thank you. Blessings to everyone. Blessings, and please be safe, everyone.
Thank you, $1 Million.
Thank you. Thank you, $1 Million Baby.
I appreciate
you guys take care.
Coming up.
Thank you. Of course. I had to. I'm sorry. I had to.
No problem. You're more than
welcome. I've seen a lot in these 50 years. I've seen a lot. Not this. It's disgusting already. Okay, it's disgusting. I'm hurt. I'm a mother. I'm hurt.
Me too. Absolutely.
Okay? Absolutely. Thank you guys. Thank you. I don't want to take up your time. Thank you. Keep doing what you're doing.
We appreciate you. Thank you.
Much love
Thank
to you.
you. Love to you guys too.
All right, let me put this up. We have up next, authenticator says Miss Galloway, so we're gonna add her up because your name don't match. How you doing, Miss Galloway?
How you doing?
Good.
I want to say hello to everyone on the panel and the chat. I just want to say this is a horrible event that happened, and I just believe it's a lot of foul play on the aggressor's end, and it's very suspicious, concerning Mexico with this death certificates. And Mexico has had problems.
You're going in and out.
Oh, can you hear me now?
If you can move closer to the microphone, that would definitely help.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mexico has had problems with giving out fake death certificates to tourists concerning their death. Yes. And in Mexico, if for some odd reason, it's a lot of tourists coming up dead, dismembered. October 12th, Mexican officials find 5 dismembered bodies in a 12-hour period. The same day, they find 4 more bodies found in an SUV, dismembered. June 10th, 7 found dead in a popular Mexican tourist area. 3 days ago, 3 were found dead, dismembered, washing up on the popular tourist beach in Mexico, Acapulco, Mexico. And right there where she was, what is it, Cabo? San Jose del Cabo, there was a tourist that was kidnapped. And the suspects are, get this, was it a man and 3 women or something like that? So I don't know. It just seems really weird.
Stop going over there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't
there
go
is.
over there if you're a tourist. Something going on with that. And I'm just wondering, what is this deal with this fake death certificate thing?
And Queen, I didn't even know that about Mexico. Listen, but what it's sounding like is, maybe we shouldn't be over there. That's it.
No, we shouldn't be over there. But my thing is,
we're not safe over there.
What is the common denominator when it comes to this case? What's going on here? Because them not signing that certificate, anybody that even dealing with that is in a position to even fill it out knows that is unacceptable. You have to fill out each part. You can't leave it blank. You can't do that.
Now, what do you think about people saying?
So why would they purposely
it should have been
do that?
translated?
Translated or not, if it's translated, it's even more reason for it not to be blank. Because you're translating it, so therefore you see it. You're going over it twice.
Right.
You're translating it. So why is it blank?
Right.
What is going on?
It seemed like a very simplified death certificate in appearance, but when you have 2 people corroborating a certifying the information that's written on there, and there's no signature from either one of them.
That is a red
flag. You have to tilt your head and say why is that so?
Everything.
Yeah.
Right.
That's very bad. It's a very it really is something going on over there. Why wouldn't they sign that?
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. Maybe
that's why we had to double check it.
So they wouldn't be liable. Like, look, my name on there, but I ain't signed it. Y'all know how we do.
Like you said, there's so many mistakes going on that they don't want to get found out. But it's a wonder, why would you want to bring more heat and negligence on your end when you have so much murders going on over there? And then this girl comes up with the fight with it. That Mexico is in the hot seat. They got problems over there.
Yeah.
And why would they go over there if I'm vacationing somewhere, especially in Mexico? I don't mean to be biased, but come on, I'm not. I mean, you go over there, the jails is off the hook. You may not come back. It's just a problem. Why would you want? You research what's going on over there,
right?
And then they would have clearly said. I brought it up on Google, and it just loads and loads of pages of murders and this and that. When they were searching for the villa, I know this must have came up in the feed. Why would you choose to go there? Or maybe that they took care of the place where to go. I don't know. It seems strange that they would pick that place to go there, and then she ended up being dead along with all these murders going on. Do you think maybe they planned on going there because of what's going on over there, and they could blame it? I don't know.
Right. And then they went there and she didn't come back.
Yeah. Then they gonna leave and rent. The father says that they left there and
rented a hotel.
Right away. Yeah, rent a hotel. Yeah. Why didn't you stay at the villa? Because you know it probably would have been sworn with authorities, and you don't want to be answering any questions.
Almost like they was running then.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, they set that girl up. And now they planned on, and then her things are gone. All of her, designer stuff is gone. Her purse and her card. What they ain't got no business going in her account, withdrawing $10,000.
Right.
Now that's just what Swedish chef decided to do that after the killing. Now after the killing, that's enough. They don't need to do that too. That's making them look even more guilty.
Oh boy,
that's just dumb. I guess they figure they're gonna get some money. And the black chick who's the aggressor, she's giving bids on the interview. What blogger bids the highest gets the interview. How dare you make money, kill the girl, and then make money off of her? Then take the card and pay for all your plane tickets with her card.
Right. Some people were saying that those were
villa too.
Right. Some people were saying that those were fake pages.
These is just some gutter snipe, low down, dirt.
Uh-oh, you cut out. Queen, you cut out, baby.
Because the evidence is there.
Oh, okay, then right.
The evidence is there. She done fought her. It's on tape. And it's broke. I mean, hey. I mean, shoot. 1 + 1 is 2.
Right.
Go pick them up. But I guess they're having resistance from Mexico. Seem like to me they would want to cooperate. Now when the FBI get involved, that's big stakes. Now you think they would be at a 10-hut attention on their best behavior and cooperate.
Right.
I'm wondering why the FBI can't override them and just go on over there. Is that the CIA?
I'm waiting to see what's gonna come from them. But yeah, I'm waiting. I really am.
What officials have the power to override? Like if they can just come on in and take over without the, okay, is it the CIA? Because I thought FBI, even though they're not compliant. I think it's the CIA. It doesn't matter which jurisdiction; they can just come on in and take over anyway. You don't have to agree.
Sharon said they on the run now. Yep.
Well, we gotta get to the next one.
Coming up, baby.
Yes,
we do. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Queen.
You're welcome. I hope she gets justice.
Me too. Me too.
Sending loving energy and healing energy to the family.
We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Yeah. So we have coming up next, Miss Rob.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on, baby?
Oh, nothing much. Thank you for accepting me. And you do sound like Queen Latifah. Ever since Kanika Jenkins, I'm like, this is Queen. Can't nobody tell me nothing different.
Say Queen Latifah. Oh, my Lord.
We appreciate all your work. Rest in peace, Kanika Jenkins and Shanquella Robinson. But I just want to say basically what everybody else been saying. Like the last lady said, these are some vile gutter snipes, and I hope they rot in the Mexican prison if the hood don't find them first. But my concern, I had one to ask. The guy that went on the live, he was accused of rape. And he went on the live. He was the only one that addressed this. He's giving narcissists. And I really am thinking he might be the mastermind, because it's like they waited till he got there to do it. He said he got there at 12 or 3 or whatever time. That's when they did that. So why? I mean, this is just me thinking, and I'm just like, why did they wait until he got there?
And see, that's what I'm saying. So some people are on the fence on whether or not it happened or can we believe him in, when he came after the fact. You
Yeah.
know, I know people, got to talking about the tickets. There was one we had the what was it? It was the like the guest registry. And his name is on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but he was saying he didn't sign that.
But the
So
thing is, I'm sorry.
no, go ahead, sweetie.
It's just the fact that he admitted when he got there, she was still alive. So she
Yeah.
was still alive when he got there. He admitted that. So if she was still alive and she only died 15 minutes after the attack, he saw the attack. So come on now, you can't tell us nothing different. He
Hey,
saw and I feel like they waited. I feel like it was something about him getting there. It's just it's too it's not clicking with me. It's not because it's no way that all of a sudden he gets there and then that's when the fight is on. It is something with that, and being that he's an accused rapist, it's something with that. I really do. It's something deep, and it needs to be investigated thoroughly.
Yeah, for
oh,
sure. And I'm
damn.
hoping that's what they
'Cause
doing. They better be doing that.
did the coroner or whoever does the examination, did they check for any sexual assault? Do they do that when they check,
You
I would assume that would be in the the autopsy because as
autopsy.
of right now we just have the death certificate.
Right,
Right.
right.
Yeah,
Still
that's what we talked about earlier before when we talked about pathological findings. Is Would come from an autopsy, a full autopsy, as well as toxicology, and that
Yeah.
hopefully was done when they received her back here in the United States before today's funeral service.
Hmm.
So, if the family has a written completed autopsy report, hopefully they'll be able to possibly share some information on that
right.
because that's what we've been looking for, to tighten up the death certificate.
Hmm.
We got a
Yeah.
lot of people in the chat saying they think Nazir is the mastermind behind this.
Yeah,
Mm,
definitely.
How many of y'all feel like that?
damn. I mean,
If you feel like if you feel like Nazir was the mastermind, put a one in the chat.
Uh
Where
oh.
y'all at with it?
Uh
mm,
oh.
Let's see.
He's the
Let's see
only
where
one
everybody at.
for it. Yeah.
you would think, and I never looked at it that way, but you wouldn't think that the mastermind would be the one who all on social media running his mouth.
Then again, that they say the same thing about a person who sets a fire to a building. They always come back to the crime
I'm back.
scene, make sure that you know their butts are covered.
Yep.
You
Mm,
know, make sure that their name is not out there, or there's no implication of them being brought up as a culprit.
Yep.
So, if that's the move he made preemptively before anybody else, which obviously he did, he made some mistakes during his commentary. That's for sure.
Hmm.
Timeline mistakes.
It's so sad.
It
I
is.
really think this is about money. It
oh,
might be about some other, jealousy or whatever, but I think the bottom line is money.
Mm-hmm. We got some tools in here. Like my girl Val, she in here. She said too, she don't think he is. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm a little I feel some kind of way about this. Only because I just feel like what he was saying as far as the flight and I mean it's easily verified. Regardless of who we think the signature belonged to, the FBI, I mean, they'll be able to I don't know. I'm on the fence about him. I can't say for sure that he the mastermind, but I
yeah,
see a lot of ones in here.
it's a lot.
Lena Love said no. Bill said, "Look, he don't know what. No, he don't know nothing." Bill like I don't know.
And then when he was on the live, his voice was shaking the whole time. He was super nervous. Why are you so nervous if you wasn't involved with anything?
People, you gotta realize they done doxed this man. So I'm pretty sure people done sent threats and everything to this dude.
Yeah.
You know?
But my thing is this: what if, considering that they are friends, what if he learned details? I
But he
mean,
left her.
just
He
to see
left her.
him come out like that, and like I said, what he's talking about can be easily proven. So why lie? Again, why lie?
Yeah.
I agree with you.
So I can't wait to see the details. Because I really want to know. Like I said, I see a lot of people in here talking about he the mastermind. I want to see.
Because the innocent person not gonna run. If that's really your friend and you was playing Summer Walker with her, you would have stayed to the end. You wouldn't have left that girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you would figure that, true friends would have showed up at the funeral.
They on the run. So, yeah, I just want to say again, my thoughts and prayers are with the family. I feel so bad for them. Kanika Jenkins, like you said, as women, we have to do better because I've been in this situation. Thank God I made it out for some people that I went to middle school and high school with and thought was my friends. So protect your daughters. Talk to your daughters and let them know that ain't nothing worth it.
That's right.
It's sad. And so, again, just thoughts and prayers.
We got to do better. I know we got a lot of ladies in here tonight, man. We got to do better.
We have to. Yeah. This hurts my heart. But thank you. Thank you so much for the work you do. I appreciate you so much.
I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all be talking about y'all riding with me. I'm riding with y'all. That's it. When I'm telling you,
we've been riding with you since 2000. And I know I have since 2000. I can't even remember. Was it
2017? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. We family now.
Totally is.
No.
So.
I mean, and it's and it's when I say my emails was jumping when this story broke. And I'm back. I'm working on other things, and I'm like, wait, and I'm following the story. But then, when the video came out, I was like, wait a minute. It was one of those moments.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had to bring, we had to come. It wouldn't have been right if we didn't.
Definitely. But at least this was on tape.
As a unit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, at least it was on tape.
Yeah, thank God.
We needed that.
Because see,
that was God
Jenkins
working.
didn't get that. Yeah, because KG, she didn't get that same, justice, that this girl is gonna get. Because I'm still to this day like, ain't nobody got arrested for Kanika Jenkins.
Yeah.
And it still pisses me off to this day.
And it will, man. You got to understand, like I said, timing is everything, but we on God's time, man.
Amen.
Just like, as far as the video that we got, if y'all thought for 1 second God didn't have his hand in this, he did.
Amen.
He had his. And look how he brought us together. Again.
Yep.
There's power in numbers, man. There's power. But we appreciate.
I'm sorry.
Ahead, babe. Go ahead, babe. I'm sorry.
I'm very passionate about this because I have a 13-year-old daughter and I keep on telling her, baby, my experience and look this different. I wish we can just get the word out. If they're not really for you, stay from around them.
That's all you gotta do. That's it. Stay from around them. That's it.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you coming up. We're gonna get to these last couple people.
Thank you.
But I appreciate you coming up. I appreciate you riding with us.
All right, y'all be good and stay blessed.
Yes, you too.
All right, thank you.
All right.
And then who we got?
Reese.
Hello, can y'all hear me? Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Hi.
You looking all pretty. I love your picture. Is that you on the picture?
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Look at you, my sister.
Thank you so much. I just want to say to all of y'all, thank you for all the work y'all have done. Like I've been on bouncing around from pages to pages for years, all of you. I've been riding with you for a long time, 54. I'm just finding about John since the Kanika Jenkins thing, so I'm jumping on with him as well. What I do want to acknowledge with you guys is that I watch YouTube a lot and a whole lot, and I watch a lot of people on the same bandwagon. It goes from one person to the next. We was just on Takeoff, and now we're on this, and it's like everybody's saying the same thing. If not, when I click in, I'm sitting there for hours listening to people and they're saying the same thing and they're not, it's like clickbait to me. What I do like about you guys is that every time I get on you guys, roundtables now that it started, is that when you speak on something, you speak on it, you get to the point and you're not out to put a video out every 5 minutes after that saying the same thing. I know that if the next roundtable coming up, I know that it's something that's going to be different. Something else, absolutely. Yes. And I like to think, I don't like to hear the same thing. It's repetitious to me. I put down some notes really quick. I'm just going to run through them real quick about my thoughts and try to keep it within the 3 minutes.
For sure.
I was saying basically with these people, they've annoyed me very much so. Because I was saying if I had the opportunity to speak with any of them or to interrogate them, the case would have been closed by now because they all would be telling on each other. There's no way possible that they can sit here and get away with this for so long. It's just, it's a waste to me. We all know, we see the tape, we know who's in it. They all know what's going on. Everybody would be telling, everybody would be in jail right now. As far as the passport thing, I'm going to passport because I feel like not only do we need to worry about Mexico and things like this, we can go to Europe somewhere and lose a passport, or friends can steal something from you and you can't get back into the country. We need to not trust anyone, not even family members. We see in our country now and outside of our country, plenty of parents are killing their kids, plenty of siblings are killing their brothers and sisters. It's just a lot going on. So
Reese, you still with us?
Hear me? Hello?
Yeah, you're back.
Okay, now.
Okay, I'm sorry.
We can hear you.
Yeah, I was just saying you can't trust anybody. It could be family, friends. I mean, how many times we see parents, husbands and wives going on a cruise and honeymoon night, they done threw the other one overboard. It's just hard. Then I went to I have notes here about, I'm curious about, I did ask in the question in the chat box. I don't know, it probably moved so fast some people didn't get to see. I keep asking these questions about why is it that Nazir is saying that the nurse came. If the nurse came, did the nurse leave her there? Who put her clothes on after, the fight happened? She was naked. Like, who put her clothes back on if her body was that messed up? Like, how did she get clothes on? She dressed when the nurse came? How did the maid get to her? If the nurse was there and she was that bad, how did it go from the nurse to the maid? I don't believe anything he's saying. He couldn't look straight at the camera. He was too busy for me, too busy moving around too much for me. He had me all discombobulated over here. I was very nervous watching him as he was himself. And his mastermind, no, I don't think he's the mastermind, because if he was, he would have all his T's crossed and his I's dotted so that he wouldn't have had to go on. He would have probably been the last to do a live, if anyone. So I think by him being the first, it just shows that he's trying.
Uh-oh, Reese, you went out again, baby.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, yeah, we can.
Okay. Because he really, if he was smart, I just really think he would have been the last to say anything, and it wouldn't have been by him just jumping up on the live. Maybe the police would have put out a statement that he had stated, or a lawyer or something, but there's no way that he's a mastermind. He's very dumb to me. As far as the nurse and the maid, I'm still stuck on when the nurse came versus when the maid came. The maid found her, in this room. Did she find her naked? Did the nurse see her naked? She was naked in that video. I'm very stuck by that. I'm stuck also by the fact, I don't know if it's just me or if anyone heard him say when he was on his way to the room, he called I guess to get the address or whatever, that they told him they told him about her being sick, but they also told him that they was about to cook. So if that was the case, and that's what I heard, if I'm not wrong, when he got to the room, he said that when he was in there sitting with her, rubbing her head, doing this and that they decided to go cook. When did they start cooking? I'm confused by that. He was just seeing so many lies to me. It's evident that they didn't care about her, they didn't care at all.
Yep,
they didn't care. So the questions to me are exhausting at this point. It doesn't matter why they did whatever. It's no.
You gone out again.
Okay, am I back? Am I back now?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. Technically, at this point, I don't care what the reasons are. There is no reason for anyone to be treated like an animal, to me, and that's how she was treated on that little piece that I saw. I couldn't even fathom to find out after the fact she was naked. I didn't even know that by looking because they had her kind of covered up. But it doesn't make sense how she went from naked to dressed when he got there. How she went from I don't get any of that. If she was in that condition when he got there, I think he's lying. Far as the what is it? Necropsy was it on the death certificate?
Yeah, necropsy.
Yep.
I was looking that up on the internet while you guys were speaking, and I couldn't find anything as to why that should ever be done on a human at all. That terminology on that death certificate, why is that accepted over here for us to take from another country when we don't have that on our U.S. death certificates as a binding document? Sorry, legal binding document. I don't understand why that's accepted because interpreted to me, looking up for what I looked up, is an animal autopsy. Basically, it's nothing to do with a human at all. I even tried to dissect why they even said that, so I don't know why that's on there. I feel like the death certificate is a piece of paper that they just filled out. The most accurate information I saw on there was her name and her address and her age. I couldn't see anything else that matched up with anything that made sense. To what happened to this young lady.
Right.
I'm very confused by a lot, but I don't care about why they did whatever. The point is, we know that they were there. We know that somebody put the tape out, and I think that's because they knew everyone was taken. They didn't know who would drop it. They don't know who to blame for that. So now everybody's pinning each other. Well, who did that? Let me tell on myself. Let me tell that I didn't do it. I wasn't there. Maybe, I don't know. It's just weird that the tape come out. Now people want to start talking and saying things and going on Facebook because they don't know who to trust. She didn't know who to trust, obviously. So how could they know? How the hell could they know who to trust? And I just don't get any of that. So I'm very confused by all of that. I don't know if I'm making a little sense here. Maybe y'all can help me with some of this and clarify this. I'm also questioning if the maid was paid, because if that's a country that doesn't care too much and they could just sweep it under the bucket and not think that the FBI would go this far to come back over there to try to attempt to get them to reopen it, why wouldn't she be paid? Why couldn't she have been paid to do her little part and lie about the time? And it just doesn't make sense to me at all. Because when I went to Mexico, the servants I had and the tourists I had, the tour guides, they told me they get paid very little money to do what they do to survive, to take care of their family. So why wouldn't I think that it's a possibility that maid, Yadira, is Isabel, whatever her name is, I would love to speak to her, because that signature thing, we have to accept over here. Our death certificates have to have a signature, but we have to accept from Mexico that they don't have to have a signature from anybody, any doctors, anybody that examined this young lady. Please explain to me, because I'm very confused, or either I'm clueless. I don't get any of this.
Yeah, no, you're hitting some great points, because those same points is what we spoke about, in conference. There's no signature here. There's no authentication here. There's no certification here. How did they do this? So yeah, you're
How
hitting
did her
some
clothes
great
get
points.
changed? Can someone explain to me the nurse versus the maid? Like, if this happened before any of them came, any of the two ladies, who dressed her back when she's in that condition? Her body's not even in the position to know. They knew she was dead. So how is it that was she dressed? Was she not? Do we know that?
No, I haven't gotten that detail. And we're
Who's the
waiting.
maid and the nurse? The nurse came first, the maid came last. Well, I mean, what's that about?
We don't know. We waiting
So
on
what is
details.
Nazir talking about? He said the nurse came while he was there. Then we hear the maid was the one that found her and they left. So he's lying all the way. I don't even care what he says. He's a big liar. He needs to be in jail first because he opened his big mouth. Why they're taping? All of them were taping. They don't know who dropped the tape. We don't know which one or who dropped the tape. All we know is that somebody dropped the tape and everybody's getting nervous, trying to wean themselves out of it some kind of way, the best way they know how. We don't know nothing right now. I don't agree that this should have happened to anyone. I don't care why it happened. It shouldn't have happened, period. I don't care if she was in the bed with somebody's man that was there. It shouldn't have went this far.
Right.
I
And
mean,
that's
and you bring up a good question. I mean, I would love to know that. What how was she found? Was she naked? Did
right
they have on clothes at this point? Because we again going back to the injuries, we know there's no movement.
at all. So who dressed her? Did they all
So
dress
then
her?
who dressed her? I mean, that's a
Right.
good question. If she was dressed, because we don't know how she was found. That's a detail we're missing.
So
Right.
he's telling, so Nazir's saying when he got there, she was this and that, and he rubbed her head, and was she? So she was dressed by the time he got there, but she's naked on
But
the
we don't know.
video.
But we don't know that. I don't remember. Me personally, I don't remember him about whether or not she had on clothes or not.
But first of all, why would I want to go touch anybody's head and they're naked to say that something happened to this young lady? Anything could have happened from that point, and you they're trusting 6 other people in this room, thinking that they can't say you raped her. No, I wouldn't even touch her if she wasn't dressed. Where are the other people while you're sitting there rubbing her head? You come in there stating that she's in a condition where they told you on the phone and that they're about to make food. And then you get there and they're not doing anything but about to make food, and you're the only one sitting there with her in a room. Since when you become so concerned and they're not? Like, this does it
Right.
question to him to say, ding dong, where's these our friends at, to say, why is she like this? They was here before I got here. Why aren't they in here concerned? Like, he's full of crap. I'm sorry. I just can't. My nerves is going. I can't with him. I
Yeah.
can't.
I feel you.
And those are
And I
answers.
appreciate. Oh, go ahead. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I'm sorry, but those are answers that we're all looking for. Hopefully, they will come out.
Yeah, we need
With
that.
the FBI
Yep.
looking at it, now they're on the court now. So now
Yeah.
all eyes on them. Let's see what their timeline is going to be.
I hope they have fun playing in hell, because all of them would be there if it was up to me. All of them. Not one person would be any less than anyone, because they
Right.
watch. It's like a
Yeah.
bathing
And
to me.
you bring up some good points. And like I said, Reese, we gon' keep our eyes and ears open.
And I thank
We
you.
gon'
And I'm going to keep watching, and I'm going to keep riding like I've been riding.
I
There you go.
appreciate you riding, baby. We riding, baby.
Thank y'all. Y'all have a blessed night. And may
You
God
too.
wrath
Thank
be
you.
on them kids over there, because they're horrible. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yes,
Bye bye.
ma'am.
Yes.
Bye bye. So we got two more. We got K Money, and then we had Angela.
Okay. Shalom. Welcome. I mean, much love, 54.
Much
John
love, baby.
Q. And my brother Bossman. I want to just say, take my hats off to y'all for doing this round table. When I found out about this tragedy, and I want to say rest in peace to Shanquella. You call her Shanquella?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. This was I cried today because today's the first day I saw the father's interview. And I'm going to say this about everybody that was in that room. They all need to be locked up. Every last one of them. Because if you were there and you didn't stop, then you're part of the problem.
Absolutely.
We all got to do better. We got to do better, family. That's what we got to do.
That's right.
Now, my question is, I didn't know they robbed her. You guys are telling me they robbed her too?
So it was said that they used $10,000 off of her card. I mean, and I mean, at this point, if she did, I mean, they robbed her.
Oh my goodness! I didn't know that.
If they used her money,
right? They said they had to get back. Like you said, 54. I don't understand how they didn't have round trips. So I don't think that $10,000 went to all just flight. I know it was 6 of them, but still.
Listen, when you fly, you get a round trip ticket. You don't just get a one-way ticket. That's just crazy. But my thing is this about where they found her. I heard him say the nurse found her hunched over the toilet. How did she get there?
Exactly.
That's what I want to know.
If she broke her neck and her back, she's paralyzed. She cannot move. Who moved her?
Right.
Who put clothes on her? Everybody in that room needs to go to jail. Simple as that.
Rada Creator said they had to change their flight plans because they left early.
They left early. They were running because they know what they did to that girl. They murdered that girl. Maybe they didn't plan for it to be a murder. They planned for it to be a beatdown, but you broke her back and you murdered her.
I mean, if you think about it, I mean, after that happened, whether they planned it or not, how can you stay and enjoy the rest of that trip?
How? I don't see that being possible.
Right.
How?
You got to be one ruthless person, man.
Oh man.
do we know the timeline of that Nazir guy? Was he
Now,
there?
The timeline, because listen, we boss. Oh man, we went back and forth with this, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all. When I subtracted the hours, Nazir's story added up to me, and I'm just being honest with y'all. It did, but what a lot of people were doing, even like I said, we've been back and forth about it. So they were using Cabo time, but when you take the difference into account, I mean, his story didn't seem far-fetched to me.
My problem was he was rubbing her head. When I heard him say he turned her over, that's because she couldn't move, right? Turned her over with a bag. That's what I heard. Because she was supposed to be sick with alcohol poisoning. Where did they come up with the story alcohol poisoning?
I don't even know. That threw me.
That threw me totally. But I just wanted to come up here and just say shout out to y'all for doing these roundtables and stay on the ass. Yes, please.
Oh, yeah, we on their ass. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. I love you all. Y'all are doing great work. Shout out to the chat. But I'm gonna step down because I'm just getting this story now, this tragedy. And my condolences to the family. Y'all keep up the good work, brother Bossman. I love you, my brother. I love you all. 54 Keyz, John Q. John Q, you never see me in your chat, but I watch you. I just don't go in your chat, brother. Okay, I love you guys. I'm out.
Okay, love you too, K Money.
Okay, bye-bye now.
All right. KK Money. All right, we got one more person, and this is Angela.
Miss Angela, you there?
Yes. Hi, how are you?
Hey, how are you, Angie?
Okay, so let me first say that my condolences to the tragedy as a whole. And one thing I am is a realist, and I don't, as much sympathy as I have towards the young lady who is now deceased, I like to look at the picture as a whole. And I don't want to attribute the word jealousy. They killed her for jealousy. They killed her because she was prettier than the other girls. That to me sounds
right.
It sounds like we're reaching because we don't have all the details, and it's easy to say just that. We have to expound. We have to expound our mind and make sure that we're not missing pieces. Like apply more common sense than what you may, just sounds like surface.
Right.
So to clarify what was mentioned earlier in terms of jurisdiction, FBI would not be able to get involved, but it was mentioned that I heard from another person, because it's a tourist site there in Mexico, that FBI does have jurisdiction and they will be initiating a full-blown investigation. So that's good news if that part is true.
Right.
Okay.
See, I thought at one point, I had mentioned timeshare. I'm like, was this a timeshare? Yeah. I'm hoping they can get the answers that they need from over there.
Okay, and then we have to sit back, and this may rub the panel the wrong way, the audience the wrong way, but you still have to look at the situation as a whole. What would enrage a group of people to beat a young lady the way they did, videotape it, not intervene? And so we have to look at everybody's involvement, including the deceased. And one thing that I did hear from another panel on YouTube that many of you may not be privy to, and it could be gossip, it's it's unconfirmed, it's an allegation, it's a speculation. I'm not Inspector Gadget, I'm not the judge and jury. So, but what I did hear was that there's a narrative, and it's a nasty narrative, and I'm going to ask permission to share the narrative with you because I don't want to offend the people who have sympathy for the situation. So are you all open to that, or would you prefer me just not to mention it at all?
Narrative as to what happened to her?
As to why what happened to her.
I mean, we've heard a lot of things. I mean, I don't know if,
So this is what's new, and it was said by one of the people who were there. They were all having a chat, and the young lady confessed that she was a part of a crime that happened to one of the family members there, and a fight incurred, and ultimately it wasn't, purposeful, but it led to her demise. But the beating was because of a confession that the deceased was involved in with another family member.
Somebody else had put that in the chat earlier, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, that I'm not sure. So
and see, I'm not sure either. No one's sure. We're all on the panel discussing our theories right now. Everybody has a theory. Nothing is confirmed because so everybody has a theory. But it makes you wonder. That would be more if it's not that theory. Let's take away they were jealous of her. You're not going to go on vacation to another country and just because you're jealous and then do something to somebody. Something happened there. An argument escalated. It got out of control, and it was a fight. Something behind the reason why they chose to fight her in that moment is deeper than what we're seeing. It's not about jealousy. So I hate to roll with that theory that was out there, but that's the one that makes more sense than, oh, she's prettier than the other person. Her, she dresses better. That doesn't make sense to me.
Right. And I know for me, I'm only speaking for myself. Not only when you look at her, she is a very.
They're all pretty. They're all pretty.
She's a very pretty girl. But I think this is what I was going off of. It was just headshots. Like it was crazy. And I've been around people who fought, and usually that's what it was. Like, I'm gonna try to tear your face off because you pretty. Not necessarily it happened because she was pretty, but it was just like, her face was the target.
Well, that rage was from something deep that we don't know yet. And all of these little snippets, these 3-second snippets of her saying, why y'all not dressed yet, or whatever she was saying, we can't speculate anything from. That's what we have at hand, and we can draw conclusions. This is a whole, this was hours. This was probably days full of what led to whatever before and after the trip, after the trip, and during the trip. Not just a 3-second snippet of we see her walking into a room and they all sitting there having a conversation. That could mean nothing. So unfortunately, we have to wait until the full investigation comes about. And let me make it just clear. I do not condone any type of violence because you're having a disagreement or an argument. You handle yourself in a different way. Unfortunately, this young lady lost her life. We do have to pick and choose our friends carefully, but I think in this situation, they were all cool until something happened there in that moment, and unfortunately, it got out of hand. That's from my perspective. I could be wrong, but I hate to run with the theory it was jealousy. It's a possibility, but it's not. It sounds like there's more. It sounds like there's more. So I hope that her family seeks justice. They're never going to get any closure because they can't bring their daughter back. And it's unfortunate. So I think the lesson to be learned here is that you just have to handle your situations better, because even though, and we can say this in our own private lives, we get into arguments with our family members, with friends. You have certain households where you might be in a card game or something, or you might be talking about the football game, and then your temper escalates, his temper escalates, and it can turn volatile. It can become hostile in the moment. So we have to learn to say what's important here, because if we're not careful, it could end in somebody losing their life, which is what happened here.
Right. Driven by emotion.
Because of your emotion. Control your emotions, because sometimes in the domestic arena, it's called a crime of passion. You're
Right.
arguing with someone in a domestic situation and it gets out of hand because people snap in the moment. You don't intend to harm your family member or friend, but in that moment, something just comes over you and you snap. You commit a crime and now you're put in a position where you're going to be behind bars once the investigation is over. So what the lesson learned here is to also pick and choose your friends wisely, but control your emotions in the moment. Sometimes keep your mouth shut and just walk away.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Right.
So so that's all I wanted to say and just add there. It's an unfortunate situation, like I said, and if anything, I think I heard someone earlier say, I think it was you, hostess, that it brings us, unfortunately, these types of events brings us together to have discussions like this because we're not talking about mental health. We're not talking about how to handle situations in a Black household. We're not having these discussions until something happens on the news where a life has been taken. We need to have these discussions when there's nothing on the news. We need to learn. We need to say to each other, how can we communicate better so that when this does happen, we're not all chiming in and kumbayaing, and then after this happens, we go away and live our own life. Have these discussions before it hits the news. But this is some type of unity that we're experiencing now, where we're all coming together and we're saying enough is enough. And you know what? We're holding each other accountable. You know why? Because these were all Black people involved. And whether you're Black, white, or whatever race, it's the accountability that we're holding each other for. And so it doesn't necessarily have to mean we only come together when there's Black on white crime. We also need to come together when there's Black on Black crime.
Oh.
Right.
And stick together.
I agree with you.
That's solid.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
solid.
I appreciate you. I'm sorry, John.
No, that's all. There, go right ahead. I was
No.
just saying that's solid right there.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% because I do those discussions on my channel too. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you for having me. I'm going to go now.
Hey, we appreciate you coming up and giving us your opinion, Angela.
Okay,
we appreciate
thank you.
you, baby.
Thank you, Angela.
Have a good day. Good night.
You too.
Bye-bye.
I'm glad y'all was able to come up, and speak your piece. Like I said, this is a safe zone. We not agree, and that's fine. We're grown. It's okay. But at this point in the game, a lot of us in what we believe. There are some things I believe. I told y'all that, that part. But I'm waiting on more details. I don't want to jump out the what we have right now. My perspective on what we have right now. And me and these guys, we went back and forth. We was arguing. This case had us arguing in the background. But I'm glad y'all showed up, to try to get the details, and we need them. And any details you get, you can email any one of us.
Right.
We want the details. And this is not a channel where I don't drop videos every day. We don't. But when we do come, we got something to say.
That's right.
There's something to be told.
Absolutely.
We're not about to go live every day. We're not. Because research take time.
Yep.
Sometimes you got to sit back and you have to jump out the tree. You have to watch the movement.
Got to.
And we appreciate all y'all coming. We do.
Yes. All 2,200 of y'all.
Oh man.
This is big. I appreciate
man.
it. That's huge.
It was nearly 3,000. It was $22.99.
We appreciate it because this is what we have to do as a people. And when we get more details and put them together, we'll be back.
Better believe it.
Yes, we will.
Better believe it.
And trust and believe, when we come back, we ain't talking about the same thing. And I forgot who said it, but I'm the same way. I don't want to hear the same thing over and over again. Tell me something new.
Absolutely.
You know, like I said, kind of way about this. We do.
Yeah.
And ladies, you know, we got to be the ladies. The men too. We got some men in here.
Yes, we do.
Yep.
We got to be better. You know, and I don't. It's just crazy to know that this is the time that we're living in. You know, but now, you know, we have these platforms. We can put things in the spotlight.
Yeah.
Because this case needed it. And I know, you know, there's videos all over YouTube. You know, I get it. I get it. She need this exposure, just like, I mean, everybody else. I wish we could cover everybody.
Yeah, but it takes time to research.
It does. You have to watch the movement. Jumping out every day. You might jump the gun.
Yep. I learned my lesson from doing that one time.
You know? So you have to sit back, and I've always told y'all, if y'all been riding with me from the beginning, I've always said, you know, man, listen. You have to watch the movement. These cases are no different. We have to watch the movement so we can get the details. And then you have to put the details in order. And that's all is building. And as I can see right here, right now in this chat, we've all come together so we could build. That's it. That's all. Ain't nothing else. We came for Shanquella. That's it. You know, we appreciate y'all riding with us. And trust and believe, we will be back after we get more details. So again, y'all know how we do over here. We riding, baby.
We riding, baby.
So I know we done held y'all for a minute, and now it's time for us to go. But let me just say this before we do. Be careful who you call your friend. Be careful who you're moving with. Everybody's not your friend. And that was clear from the jump. So until next time, y'all. You know, like I said, we gonna be back. We gonna be back.
Love your kids, love your kids. Stay vigilant.
Much love to everybody.